You mean Monday? No, Moon Day.
Moon Day morning coming down.
So
Snow Maple's gonna need some coffee.
there we go. It is actually Fire Day.
Oh,
Yeah, I realized when I did the kingdom turns, I had like skipped over an entire month. So you are in the month of Erasmus, which is essentially kind of like July. So kind of the height of summer. It's been a couple of months since you guys had anything super pressing, like monsters killing your citizens, or tombs to explore, or loudmouth bards causing you trouble, dryads or nixies stealing your people, all of that sort of thing. So it's been a couple of months. You guys have made substantial headway. You've expanded your kingdom borders. You've made brought Tatzelford completely under the kingdom's banner as your most far western settlement, right on the borders of the Gnarl Marches and susceptible to troll attacks. You've expanded your borders to include both Miliance's Pond and Teresia's Grove, and made friends with the Fae that reside there. And they've agreed to assist you as long as you don't bring civilization to their areas. But they were kind enough to mark out where their areas were, so that you can be very careful about upsetting them. The kingdom has suffered a couple of troll attacks, a nearly disastrous food shortage.
That could have been real bad.
Could have been real bad, but Father Hall managed to get some assistance from Varnhold, who sent some druids from the Gnomon Centaurs to assist with food creation and food purification, to kind of nip that in the bud. So your kingdom is in a fairly healthy state. You finally, Flower kind of took matters into his own hands, went down with a keg of ale, and just kind of sat at the gates of Patax until they agreed to see him, sort of thing. So you finally have diplomatic relations with Patax.
Drinky.
well, we had diplomatic relations with them before. They just weren't good.
You have official diplomatic relations now.
Yeah.
Now we're talking.
And to that, Flower, when you were there, you would notice that their capital city, Patax, it's a fairly industrial city. Whereas everything else that you guys have seen so far, even including your own capital, is, there might be some magic here and there, but nothing on this sort of industrial scale. Including to the fact that it looks like some of their guards are actually constructs.
Do I get the feeling that a certain few members of my party would love it here?
Possibly. It's really hard to say, but they are definitely more technologically advanced than you guys are.
Is it like a sprawling city? Like,
It's an actual city, as opposed to like your town. I think Patax probably has about 60,000 people.
the father would like it here.
Yeah. So like their capital city has more people than your entire kingdom, sort of thing.
Depends on what their enliven is.
Yeah. But they're somewhat standoffish, but they do agree to have diplomatic relations, and they'll discuss trade and stuff should the need arise.
As long as I provide the alcohol, I know.
You don't actually get to meet the king, but you do meet some members of the various guilds. Like Lindsay told you, Patax is a guild-run city. There's I think there's 5 guilds and 3 crime families that kind of run things.
3 crime families that say they're guilds.
Well, yeah. Say they're guilds, But everybody, literally everybody in town is like, okay, sure.
It's just for the paper.
Other than that, Traxton, you've spent some time with Meliance and Teresia. Enough to find out that there's a fair number of fey creatures throughout the woods, especially in the green belt and the gnarl marches. Obviously, they don't know all of them by name, but they do know that there are quite a few of them. Some of them who, much like the two of them, would be open to negotiation. Others who are considerably less so.
Right. They know of their existence, but not like intimately. Like they know each other.
Right.
Gotcha.
You know, fourth cousin twice removed that you see every fifth family reunion sort of thing.
Gotcha. Passes through every decade.
Yeah, passes through once every decade. Don't think Moot Pint, I believe, is doing some research.
I am.
I have notes here someplace. Why don't you give me an Arcana roll?
First roll of the day, boys.
Hello.
All right. So amongst your studies, you do find you find some information that you can pass on to Snow Maple. That the sword that you guys picked up in the Lonely Barrow, essentially the elemental spark in it has gone out because the sword has essentially lain fallow for so long. You need to take it to some place that is aligned with the elemental plane of fire to kind of reignite it. And there is a place in the eastern parts of the Camellands at the foot of the mountains.
That sounds like a quest.
Basically, right around there. Probably like 3-4 days from your capital.
And what are we relating?
The flaming sword that you got from the Lonely Barrow.
Oh, okay. Okay,
Uh-huh.
so this isn't like super urgent. This is something that can be put off until we need to.
Well,
Well, it's a fire sword, and we have a troll problem.
It does
Well, there
lots
you
of
go.
fire damage. Yeah.
I'm just saying it's not a famine. It's not a earthquake.
Correct.
It's not.
Yeah.
No.
no, it's nothing of that magnitude, but it is definitely something that would be a significant boon when dealing with trolls.
All right.
And I think the other thing you were researching was the mirror.
Yes.
So with the 32, there's nothing... At first glance, there doesn't seem to be anything inherently magical with the mirror. But upon closer inspection, there is... it functions almost like a communication device, but nothing you're familiar with. It's either not arcane magic, or it is like an order of magnitude more powerful than the magic you're familiar with. You're not sure which. You don't know how to activate it, but it is definitely far more powerful than just like a simple hand mirror would lead you to believe. The fact that you found a couple of these, and they are all of the same make. The enchantment that's on them is the same, created by the same enchanter. So they are definitely all tied together. I believe so far you guys have found 2 of them.
Right.
Yes, you found one with the kobolds and one with the stag lord. But there's no doubt at all in your mind that they were fashioned by the same hand.
Okay.
They're not identical, are they? They're just...
They're not identical, but they are very similar.
Right. Gotcha.
And both of them have like kind of like the handle is kind of entwined with locks of reddish hair, like bright red hair.
Oh, like a token attached to it, or like woven into the handle?
Kind of like wrapped around the handle, like to maybe like aid with the grip if you were like using mirror and your hands were wet, that sort of thing.
Okay, so part of the construction, not like a decoration.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Is there anything else you were researching? We
Just the sword and the mirror, right, Tony?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, perfect. All right. Snow Maple, you've successfully gone to Brevoy, established some contacts there, traded a bunch of stuff, brought back a bunch of things for people. I think everybody did their shopping during the downtime, as it were. So you can make note in your character sheet that you have established criminal connections in Rostov.
Okay.
Thanks to your quick connections feat. So if you ever need anything of a criminal nature, they're easy to find.
You know a guy who knows a guy.
Actually, yeah, at this point, Snow Maple is the guy who knows the guy.
Yeah.
And then you were spending time, I believe, with Valerie.
Yeah. Yep. Market run, a little crime, a little skill retraining.
And for other people, Snow Maple is just the guy.
Probably so.
Definitely situational, yeah.
Yeah, very, very situational. All right. So Snow Maple, you can give me a choice of diplomacy, society, or warfare lore to see how well you impress Valerie during your time out in the field with her.
Hang on, give me a sec. My skills aren't coming up correctly.
I bet it's not going to be warfare lore, is it?
Probably not.
No.
Most likely society.
You're good at stuff like that.
I love how Foundry is just like decides that you need to log in again, so it won't pull up anything until you log back in again.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was logged in yesterday and had to log in for this.
Yeah, mine usually is auto logged in, but every once in a while it's like, no, you need to log in. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's like, all right.
You'll be mid-game and it'll be like, hey, wait a minute, log in.
yeah.
You're not real.
Yeah, I mean the only thing I can think of if they do like some like back end maintenance or server updates or something maybe.
Yeah,
could
we're
be.
gonna do society, Chris.
All right.
There you go.
Oof. Doing well so far. So yeah, so you spend time with Valerie, like over the month or so. She's training the warders, and also the kobolds are being cross-trained to learn how to live off the land as well, to ease some of your food burden. She's an impressive general, but when you get the chance, she's very big on proper decorum. Like she's not one of those, don't call me sir sort of things. Like she expects her men to like follow the chain of command, to address people by the rank they've earned, to know their shit.
Yeah.
And she strikes you as the sort of person, like she doesn't take any crap from her men. Like if they screw up, she lets them know they screwed up. But if they're willing to like accept that they screwed up and work to not screw up again, then she's fairly forgiving.
Well, that's nice.
But folks who are like, yeah, whatever, I'm militia, I do this 2 weekends a year. She's got no time at all for them.
Sounds like
Yeah,
every
that
good chef I've
makes
ever
sense.
worked for.
Oh.
Yeah.
That definitely makes sense.
Yeah. The other thing that you notice is, while she doesn't like forbid like signs of worship or anything. She doesn't seem to put any stock into the gods at all. Like she kind of
Gotcha.
she acknowledges they exist, but whenever she's got anybody who's like says a prayer before war games or whatever, it's a lot of like, you will survive and do well on your own without any help from those assholes.
I'm down with that.
No
Ethereal
one's perfect.
beings suck. They make your life miserable.
I mean, I feel like one of the things that we can kind of have in common is the fact that there was probably a time in Snow Maple's life when her mom wanted her to be a cleric before she gave up and realized it wasn't happening.
Oh.
And yeah, on that regard, Valerie will, as you guys are like, kind of in the tent, way out of Snow Maple's element.
Yeah.
Kind of like, sharing the ale. She's like, I know what it's like for your parents to have expectations.
Yeah. Like, Snow Maple's mom worships a goddess of architecture. What do you even do with that?
At least you weren't born an architect.
It's fair, yeah.
My family worships Chelan, the goddess of beauty, and I was born as the most beautiful baby in the land. So my entire life was preordained from the moment of birth.
That sounds really rough.
So, but when I was to take my vows as a champion and carry forth the light of Shaylin, I found my way to elsewhere.
Yeah, traveling's nice. I decided I was going to live on the streets of Gadapesh for 10 years as my rebellion.
I imagine at some point my parents will still be looking for me. But at least here I can stand on my own. Make my own decisions.
Yeah, we've got no shortage of room for personal growth that way.
And it is it's appreciated. You have no idea what it's like not even being able to decide what clothes you wear.
Yeah.
But here, people know me for what I've done as opposed to, what I happen to look like. And you and the others are willing to give me that chance, so.
Yeah, and as far as I know, we're not doing anything with uniforms or anything anytime soon.
Oh, we definitely need uniforms.
Oh, okay. I'll put it on the list.
It gives a sense of belonging and morale. I mean, just like what were those guys called at the feast? The Iron Wraiths?
Oh, those guys.
Yeah. I mean,
I wonder what happened to them.
don't know.
They ended up farther west, didn't they?
They did. Up towards I think up towards the Trigolords. They were supposed to go and deal with the barbarian tribes up there. So.
Ooh, yeah, I'm sure that's gonna go well.
That is the shitty end of the stick. I'm pretty certain.
They didn't really project a barbarian vibe, at least to me.
No. Well, I mean, maybe the strength of arms, but they don't seem like the sort of folks who would be willing to rough it.
It's definitely not going to be a peaceful transition.
No. Well, maybe at one point we should send some folks up there.
Yeah. Yeah, if there isn't too much on the docket. We've got court coming up in a week or so.
Yeah. Well, when the time comes, we'll make sure that the men are ready. The kobolds are working out well. They're surprisingly resilient.
Tough little guys, yeah.
Well, I think it's one of those things where they've been, kicked around so long that they've just kind of built up a thicker skin. Or they're afraid that you guys are going to eat them if they screw up.
I mean, a little bit of both isn't such a bad thing.
Right. Well, I got to go and get back to training.
Yeah, for sure. Good talk.
And then let me see who's next on the list. Professor spending time with Lindsay. He is actually writing her a letter of recommendation for the university that he used to teach at. So she is happier than she usually is.
Great.
Oh, Lindsay enters nuclear levels of cuteness.
And in her spare time, she's actually been basically writing out stories of your exploits, and kind of binding them together and passing them out to people on the streets. Some of them are short story collections, some of them are illustrated. She's very talented.
It's like the Old West all over again.
Yep, basically passing out dime novels of your exploits. And giving them away for free. She's not selling them.
I'll read those for sure.
Boy, oh.
And when you read them, they are mostly accurate and highly embellished.
Never let the truth get in the way of a good story.
They are the Pathfinder equivalent of based on a true story.
Gotcha.
Although she hasn't changed any of your names.
Mental note to teach Lindsay to sell things.
I think Snow Maple probably has a private collection of the Dime Star novels and fan art that she's collected and shows no one.
A complete set.
Yeah.
I'd take them if I could read.
Well, she's got some that are picture books for the kids.
Oh, perfect.
Picture-
Flower loves those ones.
Picture books for the kids, and Flower and Amiri.
Yes.
Now we just have to invent crayons.
Yes.
Right. And then Traxon, you were also spending some time with Ikandeo.
Right. If I can find him.
Yeah, he's largely hanging out at in Leviton's Landing.
That's Troll Slayer, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Gotcha.
His him and Dog are still together, although they don't seem to have the same relationship that you and Gratch have.
Right.
Ikandeo hasn't even named it. It's just Dog.
Still a dog, right? Does Dog look any better since the last time? He was pretty matted, I think.
He's cleaned up. The two of them are. I mean, they're not living rough any longer.
Okay. And sorry, the name was Undeo?
Ikandeo.
Ikandeo.
And why don't you give me... You can either give me a survival roll, a nature roll, or a giant lore roll.
Ooh,
His name definitely sounds like he has anime protagonist hair.
I'm good at 2 of those. Kind of does, doesn't it? All right. Let's go with a survival roll. Nature, survival, or giant lore, right?
Yep.
Okay. Not bad.
So yeah, so he's I mean, he's making himself useful there, but he just seems kind of down. Like not to harem levels, but there's just a kind of like a cloud that kind of follows, like hangs over him.
Gotcha. Well, when I first make my approach towards him, I'd make sure I'm well sort of visible. I think that's just something that Traxton does. And as he's walking towards him, he just sort of raises his hand, and I think he would open up with some information about the troll. So he would be like, "Have you heard about the attacks?"
Word has reached me.
It's troubling.
Trolls and giants are a blight.
I think there's some connection to either side, to the east and the west. There's just too much coincidence for it not to be, in my opinion.
Well, the trolls that I was tracking, the ones that attacked my village, had formed into a band under a giant. I've not yet been able to find their whereabouts. And you notice when he says that, you know, he kind of gets that look in his face, like the kind of like, when I find them, I'm gonna fuck people up type of look.
Right.
I have lost everything to the trolls and the giants.
If we move against them, will you be willing to? Or sorry, no. If I say when we move against them, would you be willing to come with us?
Perhaps. If you're ready for trolls, I can't watch more people die at their hands.
We're the same mind on that. These people just want to live their lives. They're relying on me and my friends for protection from these kind of things.
Have you fought giants or trolls before?
Both. Well, giants before I met you, not trolls.
There are things to be wary of. Things things that can perhaps teach you.
I'd be open to that.
It'll be beneficial. I think I can teach you. And he kind of looks at Gratch, looks back at you. Kind of sizing up, kind of taking a stab that you're a ranger and not a fighter, for example.
Right. Oh, yeah. No, there's nothing cultured about his mien at all.
There are some tricks, some things that I can pass on. If you think that you're ready to face trolls and giants, I honestly don't know. I can't go with you and then find out that you're not ready, that you overestimated yourselves. But if you're truly ready, then come find me.
That's fair.
At least if
If you're ever
it's just me and Dog. If Dog dies, it's no great loss, and if I die, then it was meant to be.
one, Traxon's eyebrows just like is higher than the other when he says that it talks about Dog. You just nod. If you're prone to wander, there's a couple of interesting people to the. I guess it would be to the west anyway. Pretty much from wherever we are. So he would say to the west. I think you might like to meet. They might be able to might have some insight. I haven't asked them any questions about the situation to the east. And he would just give a sort of brief explanation. There's about the Nixie and the Dryad to the west. He doesn't tell them exactly where they are, but sort of the general idea.
Enough so he could find it if he goes looking.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
And suggestions on how to not offend them.
Perfect.
Not that he probably would anyway. Like he's not going to go around chopping down trees and stuff. So.
Yep. Well, thank you for taking time, and if you find that you have time for training, let me know. And just so Tom is aware, Ikundeo can teach you a unique feat called Giant Hunter. It's a level 4 feat, so you can take it level 4 or later. And whenever you roll initiative and you can see a giant, you can automatically hunt prey on them as a free action.
Oh, okay. And this is a ranger feat?
It's a ranger feat only.
Gotcha. Wow.
So if you want to pick it up at some point, or if you want to retrain into it, it's available.
Awesome.
You can use it even if you haven't actually identified it as a giant. But it doesn't work against giants that are disguised as other creatures. So, but if something looks like a giant, smells like a giant, you can hunt prey on it for free, basically.
Right, and I'm not specifically aware that it is a giant.
Yeah, you're just like,
Yeah.
doesn't smell right.
So if
That's
somebody
pretty-
shouts, "Look, a giant!" at the start of combat,
It actually has to be a giant.
Yeah, and if I see it, then I'm like, ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually pretty awesome because you don't get free action hunted prey until really high level.
Yeah. Right. And then, let's see, Father Hall was spending time with Jethal and had a trial to do.
Right. Yeah. I mean, the trial, I think we agreed that we were just going to exile him, didn't we?
Yep. So out of curiosity, what was he actually charged with?
see, Traxon and I wanted to exile him from the start, but you insisted on having a trial. And if you're just going to exile him after the trial, it seems kind of counterproductive.
Well, now that we have the populace on our side, we can do that instead of just kicking a random guy out of the kingdom
Trial
for
was
being an asshole.
formality.
Right? Like if we just randomly say, "Oh, you can't be here," the populace is going to be upset. But now they're not going to be upset.
They might be. They can be upset if they want to.
I feel like they stopped caring what happened to him before we locked him up.
Pretty much. There were some there was some like counter propaganda, some speeches by the professor, some work by Lindsay, some intimidation and diplomacy, and you guys basically did a bunch to sway the citizenry away from him. So when the time came to lock him up, it was like, yeah, that's like yesterday's news.
Yeah, so unless there's a role to try to get him on anything else, it's disturbing the peace, right?
Yep, it's just a question. Essentially, at this point, you guys are setting a precedent for future crimes that may happen.
Yeah, disturbing the peace.
peace?
That's all we got, right? It's not espionage.
It sounds very
We
weird.
don't know.
Criminal douchery.
Why don't you call it sedition?
It is literally whatever crimes you guys want to make up as an oligarchy.
I like sedition.
Sedition sounds much
sounds
more
good.
impressive.
I think so.
Yeah, I mean, we could probably do sedition.
Disturbing
Right?
the peace could be anybody.
Sedition is a big word. I like it.
Yeah.
This is the
Yeah.
rabble rouser, yeah?
I mean,
Yeah,
exile
yeah.
for disturbing the peace seems excessive. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not only does it, is it a big word? 3/4 of our populace won't understand what it means anyway.
I don't.
Yeah, when you're talking about like exiling him for disturbing the peace, Amiri's eyebrow kind of like raises and she looks at Flower.
It's just like, I think I look back. It's like we've disturbed a lot of people.
Fist fights in the streets.
yeah, I'm good with sedition if the council is,
Perfect. All right, and then you just kind of march him to the borders and let him go.
and let the various mayors know of who he is and the guards and whatnot. You know.
Okay.
We'll put up all the signs. Do not serve this man.
Right.
This man is a dick.
Do not serve dicks.
No dicks allowed.
And then you're also spending some time getting to know Jethal.
And that was how we defeated the patriarchy.
Yeah, I mean, I picked up. I've upgraded religion and picked up undead lore since we've last spoken. So
Perfect. So you can roll what is it? Religion, intimidation, and diplomacy at a quite high DC.
we'll go religion for sure.
Intimidation. Hmm.
Flower talks to her.
So I mean, she'll meet with you to basically give you the rundown as to, you know, what she's found out. This cult that is active, she can't find out where they're operating out of. They've had operations in several of the settlements, most recently in Tatzelford. No idea what they want, who they worship. We're trying to track it down. We've heard that the Black Tier are perhaps planning something, but again, we haven't been able to infiltrate their organization to any extent.
And no way to connect the two.
Nothing connecting the two. I mean, the Black Tiers are mercenaries, so they're for hire, so... It's possible...
But not beyond the possibility that the cult has been hiring the Black Tier.
It's not outside the realm of possibility, no.
I did want to say, however, but we very rarely get to interact given my travels and your travels and our respective duties. But I did want to compliment you on the work you've done for the kingdom, and the work you've done as a councilwoman, I guess.
Thank you.
We've started this kingdom. It's good to have you on board.
It is pleasant to have something to do. I have had long stretches of boredom, and nothing good comes of that.
Potentially very long stretches of boredom, given your condition.
Yes. I have seen more than one century.
I don't suppose you want to talk about that any. How that happened to you?
It was a gift. And the way she says gift, she almost spits it out.
Gift is a strong word for your particular affliction.
That depends on what the god decides to give you. I'm sure Abadar will gift you with things in time for service.
Perhaps. But not all gifts are good or just.
No, and this is neither, but it is what I have.
Is it something you've asked for, or is it something forced on you?
It was a reward for service. Long ago.
Is it a reward that you choose to keep?
I have no choice.
Maybe. Maybe not. I've been doing some studying into the undead. Though still early. My understanding is the Knights of the Last Wall are very, very fluid. I'm hoping sometime in the future to meet up with them. And to continue my studies, if I do come across a way to help you with your affliction, would that be something you'd be interested in?
I don't know if my goddess would allow it. And despite everything, it is better than the alternative.
It's possible to be released from vows.
If I turn my back on my goddess, she will rescind her gift. And then I will die.
And if I found a way to prevent that from happening?
I would be interested. But I have done things that ensure that my afterlife is not going to be pleasant.
Those can be atoned as well, given time and effort. I'm merely offering help if you wish it. I'll try.
I would be interested to see what you can find. Unfortunately, as long as my unlife is in my goddess's hands, I am bound to do her will.
I would prefer if some of that will is outside the kingdom's borders.
Of course. But I am unlikely to find someone else to follow. I don't believe Abadar is big on second chances.
You'd be surprised. Abadar prices hard work, and the journey you're going to have to go through is hard work.
Perhaps then we can talk later.
It will take me some time to study and to find the things that I need to even begin to formulate a plan, but you have my oath as a Justicar and as a priest that I will try my best.
I will do what I can to make sure that what my goddess asks of me takes place outside of your purview. I don't wish to cause you any trouble.
I am a Justicar. If you commit a crime within the kingdom, I'll have to respond.
I understand. And she actually kind of smiles a little bit at that.
Thank you, Giselle, for your time. And again, I will do what I can to help as however I can. I'll propose something when I have a plan. We'll talk again.
Thank you. And then I believe Flower was spending time with Amiri.
Yeah, he was.
Right. Amiri is pretty much as she has always been.
I like to think that, like, when Flower finds her, he goes, "Hey, drinks, let's go."
Excellent, you're buying?
Yeah.
Perfect. And yeah, she is well known amongst the taverns. Like, when you walk in, the tavern keepers like start to put away the breakable stuff.
I was like, here we go.
know,
Except this time there's 2 barbarians here.
and she's much like Flower. Like she's got like a massive greatsword. She is a giant instinct barbarian.
Yeah.
She yeah, give me your choice of athletics or intimidation.
I forget better now. Let's look. Our calendar. Both are. I'll do athletics because that's plus 14 as opposed to the 10. I have no token in the scene.
Yeah, you probably just have to roll it from your character sheet.
Yeah, I'll do that.
You guys have one beer and then you just immediately start doing push-ups against each other.
And soon
I'm
it will
going
be
to
the lovely arm
hero
wrestling.
point.
Oh, here we go.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, so the two of you start drinking, start arm wrestling, and between the two of you, once you're like, oh, I bet you I can lift up that barrel, then she can't turn it down, and vice versa. Like neither one can turn down a challenge to their strength.
Oh, absolutely not. And I think like the entire time like that we're doing this, it's just like, what about like those things you went to kill in that new place to the wherever it was?
Oh, we killed some
How'd that
Tatzelworms.
go?
Killed a troll. I ripped a troll in half.
Hey,
Like-
that's awesome.
Like grabbed an arm, grabbed a leg, and held him over my head and pulled.
That's so cool.
And yeah, and basically, like over the span of like a couple of nights of drinking, you notice a couple of things. You notice that the people in the town, they know her. Like to some extent, even more than they know the people who rule them. Stories spread. Maybe Lindsay has something to do with it. But folks like the common folk know who she is. Between the monster fighting and the barroom brawls, and waking up more mornings than not, in the drunk tank, people know who she is. Doesn't necessarily mean they like her or respect her, but they know her.
Yeah.
But with a critical success, one night, like one of the nights of drinking, she's like, you know what? The best thing about you is none of you treat me. None of you expect me to cook or clean or, God's forbid, have babies.
I mean, we see you as you are. You're a strong sword arm.
Yeah, my tribe doesn't think so.
Fuck your tribe.
That's right. Fuck that. She like slams the table, kind of like boards creak.
Yeah.
So, did I ever tell you how I got this sword?
You said something about killing a frost giant?
And when I went out for my first hunt with my tribe, me and about half a dozen others, men from the tribe, they sent me out to get food. I found the giant. But when I came back to the camp, I heard them talking, and that apparently the chieftain had decided that one way or another I wasn't coming back from this trip. Either the monsters would get me, the giants would get me, or my fellow hunters would get me.
Planned to kill you.
I was a troublemaker. I dared to say that I was a warrior, that I was not going to just sit home. But when I heard that they had planned to kill me, I lost control.
I can understand that feeling.
And I killed all of them, all 6. And there was no way I could go back home after that.
Do you regret it?
I don't regret killing them. I regret the friends that I had. Those who probably presume I'm dead.
I can respect that.
It's not
It's a
easy.
lot. It's a lot to just leave.
So, but I found a new tribe.
You're always welcome.
And just don't leave me behind when you go fighting big things.
Oh, absolutely not. And like Lena's like, we're getting ready to eventually do that very soon.
I will be there.
We'll be the first to know.
Excellent. Now that's enough talk. Let's have more drinking.
I'm in.
Perfect.
And like I'll put my arm up for like an arm wrestle. Loser buys the next round.
All right. What is Amiri's athletics? Apparently she's really drunk.
Yeah, I'll do mine.
Oh. Oh, your magic belt made all the difference.
Magic belt made the difference.
Perfect. All right. So
That's not cheating or anything.
no. All right. Before we get basically caught up to real time, is there anything else anybody wanted to do?
Out of curiosity, did I learn what the Dryad and the Nixie can teach us spell-wise and whatnot?
Oh yes, they can actually teach you. There's 2 rituals they can teach.
Right.
Melians is willing to teach a ritual called Invengle. Which takes a day to cast. You need to be an expert in Arcana, or Occultism, or Religion. Lasts for a year, and basically it overrides the target's mind, and makes them see you as a close and trusted friend.
Wow. Okay.
Sounds familiar.
It is expensive. Rare oils worth a total of 10 gold pieces times the target's level.
Okay.
But yeah, it is basically a ritual charm
Right. With a year's duration.
with a year's duration.
Yeah.
Would have been nice to have that before we let the bard go.
Right? That could be really useful actually going forward. You
What's
love
Traxton doing? Oh, he's greasing up the bard. What?
you love the kingdom now.
Yeah.
No, we burn those oils. That's how that ritual works.
Oh,
Thank
okay.
you.
It's not a ritual greasing.
No,
It's a
oils are not applied to anyone. I can't do it anyway. I don't have requisite skill for it, unfortunately.
We have access to it, though.
Oh, for sure. Someone will. Professor guaranteed. I'd say Mooplank can do it too.
And Teresia, because you guys helped her out by killing the side tree, is able to teach you a specific ritual to call back a soul to a new body.
Oh, that's the winner.
Is that primal, perhaps?
It's a ritual, so you need to be
Oh, yeah.
you need to be an expert in nature.
Oh, hello. I think I got that, do I? Is expert the second level?
Yep.
I got it. Excellent.
Affects one dead creature of up to 8th level.
And how does it work to learn that? Could I have learned that now, or do I have to make a check? Or
You do actually have to make a check to learn a spell.
okay,
Just finding it here.
sure.
So it'll take you 3 hours. You do need to have materials.
Oh, what are the materials for this one?
Just give me a second.
Sure.
So it's 16 gold pieces worth of materials to learn the spell. It's significantly more to cast it, but this is just to get the basics so you can learn it.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Well, unfortunately, I can't afford it now, so.
I'll cover that cost. We absolutely want this ritual.
Oh, sure. I just figured it was a matter of time because, well, we know where it is now.
Yep. And other than that, it will take a DC 25 nature check.
Okay.
Oh, no, sorry. My bad. It is not a rare spell. It's only uncommon.
Must off those hero points anyway.
So DC 22.
22, okay. Oh, yeah.
Boom, there you go.
Perfect.
So over the course of like the 3 months that you guys have downtime, there's plenty of time for you to get together with Teresia to learn this.
Right.
And it is very much like she explains, like you do need to have like part of the original body. It needs to be fairly recently dead, sometime within the last week, and then you do need some very expensive oils and herbs. And if successful, if Pharasma deems that the soul can be released, a new body will be formed for it. It may not necessarily be the same ancestry it once was, but its personality and memories will be intact.
Gotcha.
So yes, so you need to have a small portion of the creature's remains. It must have been part of the original body at the time of death. The target must have died within the past week. If the ritual is successful, target's new body, you roll a d20 and result of 1 to 14, it's a common ancestry. On a 15 or 20, it is an uncommon or rare ancestry.
Oh.
If you get a critical success on the casting, the new body has full hit points, same spells prepared, and points in their pools as it did when it died. If you get only a success, the body has 1 hit point, no spells, and while the soul adjusts, they are clumsy 2, drained 2, and enfeebled 2 for a week.
Oh.
Failure, you fail to reincarnate them. Critical failure, the target's soul becomes trapped in an unintelligent animal creature the game master's choosing with a level no greater than half the target's level. While trapped, the target has an intelligence score of 1 and can't use any of their own abilities.
And so does that mean we have to kill the animal and reincarnate them again?
Maybe, but then it gets super expensive.
Oh. Yep. That's a prepare to cast spell 100%.
And yes, and the cost of the herbs and the oils and stuff is the target's level times 25 gold.
Right. Yeah. Wow.
So it is not cheap, but it is an option.
Yeah. We have the
Not dead is a
capability.
very good status.
Yeah, we have the capability now. Just going to have to save up a bankroll for the possibility.
We can't afford it, but
Mm-hmm. Oh, definitely not now. Ooh.
I mean, there is an option to tap your treasury and get money out of your own treasury to finance your stuff. You just want to make
Right.
sure you don't get caught.
Skim a bit off the top.
Yep.
Gotcha. I was going to wonder when this kingdom thing was going to start paying out.
And actually, when you do so, it actually gives you basically gold based off of the kingdom level. So, in
I think we
case
have to build a bank first, don't we?
no, you need to build a bank to pay it back.
Oh, okay.
Ah,
You can skim off the top for free.
right. Just like you said, don't get caught.
That is. I mean, it's industry, which you guys are good at. But yeah, you do have to pay it back. All right. Is there anything else folks wanted to do during the months of downtime? I know Professor Yorin was like crafting some stuff and has some formulas that he can make for people now. So he's been locked away in the workshop.
just picking up my fancy plate mail.
Picking up your plate mail, getting your spell heart.
I guess all those scrolls that I bought extras of, so I can scribe in my skill book. I want to make sure they're in there.
I think I added them to your spell book.
Cool.
Yes, I added them to your spell book.
All right. So I'm going to do a little spell preparation here. I assume we can click rest.
Yes, everybody can hit rest, choose your spells, and decide where you guys are going to head out. Oh, I almost forgot citizen quests. There are a couple of citizens with a couple of things on their mind. Should you have the opportunity? The Alchemist Guild, Alchemist Group, not really a guild, still on the lookout for sap from Shamblers. They need it as a key component for some of their alchemical things, especially things like alchemical fire. It's kind of a key component. They're not out yet, but they are running low. So if you happen to come across any Shamblers in your journeys, they would be quite happy if you could like gather up some of the sap for them. One of the local fishermen, a gentleman named Arvin. Arvin kind of comes to you, kind of like, kind of like hat in his hand sort of thing. It's like, I know that we've been having some problem with food, and part of that's probably our fault. We haven't been able to catch as many fish as we normally do. The summer's been a little bit warmer than usual, and old Crackjaw, he's been tearing up our nets something fierce.
What is
Crackjaw, you
this?
say?
Yeah, old Crackjaw. He's a mean old snapping turtle down on the eastern bank of the Tuskwater. I mean, we send out our boats, put out our nets, like eats the fish out of the nets, destroys the nets. It's a right nasty old bugger.
Is it unusually large?
I don't know if you'd say unusually large. And he kind of like rolls his eyes. It's gigantic. It's the size of a boat, maybe 2 boats. I wouldn't be here if it was just like some tiny little snapping turtle like gnawing its way through a net here or there.
Mind
Well,
your
It's a
manners.
that would
big fucking turtle.
I don't
Is
know
it-
about
is-
anybody else, but that would be unusually large to me.
Is
And
it,
he's
Yes.
is it
staring
a
at this
turtle
guy
or a
real
tortoise?
serious.
It's a turtle.
Okay,
Snapping turtle. Take your arm
Right.
clean off.
gotcha.
Or
And
your
it's-
Guys,
wrist.
That
I want
by
to kill it.
size.
Along the east bank or the west bank?
The East Bank.
Okay.
East Bank of the Tuskwater.
We've been meaning to explore those hexes for a long time.
Truth.
Guys, I want to kill it. If it's that big, that's a trophy.
Trolls are big too.
It's a sled if it's that big.
How big is this thing? Kill it. Build a village on its back.
It's not that big.
Two
I
boat?
don't think it's that.
No, it's not an island turtle. More like a small car turtle.
You said 2 boats were big, right?
Maybe 3.
I mean,
Hmm.
the Tuskwater's not a huge lake. It's a pretty big lake, but it's not a huge lake.
Right.
I mean, how big are their boats?
But a lot of
They're
things get
probably
big
fishing
around
boats.
here.
Well, the Tuskwater is probably about a good 12 miles across at its widest part.
Oh yeah,
Pretty big.
significant.
But I'm sure we can help out with food once once we're able to actually catch some fish. And I apologize for my outburst, sir.
No, it's perfectly fine.
It's just, it's been a rough summer.
We don't know how to help you unless you tell us.
Well, we were busy fishing, and then my cousin's boy got taken by some strangers in the night. And then my wife's got family over over on the western border there, and trolls attacked them. It's been a little bit, So
Wait, who's taking people in the night? Is that the cult thing?
that's the cult thing.
Okay, crab.
All right, I was about to ask that too.
So that's a known issue as well. Fuck. Okay.
So, but rest assured, once old Crackjaw's dealt with, we'll be back at it, and we'll be able to bring in our catch safely, feed the people.
You have some boats?
We have fishing boats, sir.
How large are they?
4-man fishing boat, big enough for 4 men in their net, in their catch.
Think we could borrow a couple of them?
Can if you
Do
like.
with your turtle?
I mean,
yeah.
it might make a faster way to explore the river and the lake to the east.
That's what I was thinking. We gotta go that way
Take
anyway.
care of the turtle thing and take a nice little boat cruise.
Anyone know how to use a boat?
Do those explorers?
I've seen boats.
How hard can it be?
You say that now.
Interestingly enough, Moot Pint, because of his lore master, can use lore master for a ton of different lore. So sailing lore.
Become the captain.
I think we need 2 boats though, right?
Yeah, there's more than 4 of us.
Oh, probably.
Well,
Yeah.
that's 4 people and their nets. If we just take one out without nets.
Oh, sorry. Moot Pint can use lore master lore for any lore skill, only to recall knowledge. So he knows about sailing.
Profkin though, right?
Using that knowledge. Oof.
I've read in a book before.
The professor can actually pick up lore skills, as can Snow Maple.
Dream about it.
I mean, that'd work out pretty well. If the boat's faster than the horses, we'll just go down the river, deal with the turtle, fix a sword, come on back.
Ooh. The sword is elsewhere, though, isn't it? Fixing the sword is way over here. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just thinking that probably going on the boat is as fast or faster than the horse would be, right?
Oh, sure. We mean down the river after we
Yeah,
deal with
do
the turtle?
turtle down the river, fix sword, come back, go deal with trolls.
Oh. Sure. Goes any other plan? I think we leave Leighton and go like, what is it? This square, and then down the river.
Yeah, might as well, right?
Yeah.
And finally, the last citizen petition is this one of the lesser nobles from Brevoy, actually, who I have a picture of.
Outstanding. A noble.
Oh.
Oh, a noble.
Wow.
Hello.
Indeed. Hello.
Lady
Perverts.
Lily Tuskerton.
It's the green eyes. I'm sorry. It's the druid.
It's like, I hope I'm not speaking out of place. But my understanding is that your kingdom is moving towards the forested area known as the Gnarl Marches to the west, correct?
That's true.
Indeed.
I see.
Yes, to some extent.
And I assume you'll be exploring the area.
It's on the list. Yep.
In my studies, I've heard rumors of an abandoned elvish ruin in the southern part of the Gnarl Marches. Before my father passed, he was a collector of elven artistry. If you do find these ruins, if you come across them in your exploration, and there's anything, I would like to bring it to him the next time I visit his tomb. It's a connection that we have. I would, of course, pay you for this. I don't expect to benefit from your hard work without recompense.
Do you happen to know how far south it is?
I don't know. I just know in the southern parts of the Gnarl Marches.
Well, we are heading that way. I'm not sure how south we'll be going, but we'll keep our eyes out.
If you could, I would be appreciative.
Absolutely.
And then she'll kind of like bow and make her way out.
Does she look like she has any elven blood?
Probably faintly. Like she's
Okay.
definitely not fully elven. She's maybe like not even half elven, but somewhere along her ancestral lines there was probably elvish blood.
Right.
What do you do? Check her ears, check her teeth.
We got all kinds of different mixes of elven blood in the party. I was just curious as if she had any, like, might have an ancestral connection to this place. So it's theoretically possible, but if it is, it's generations removed.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Does the gnarl include the forest as well, or just the sort of plainsy looking area?
It's everything within those white borders.
Right.
Oh, okay.
This big north-south band here, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So southern might be way south, or it might be not quite as far south.
Yeah.
Whole corridor.
Yeah, anything the southern Gnarl Arches would be probably anything from like there down.
We could conceivably explore some of that relatively soon.
Well, that's the direction we need to go to deal with trolls, right?
Either way, it doesn't seem like a threat, so
No, we got the road going that way.
Same with the shamblers, right? If we happen upon a shambler, we'll do
Yeah.
it. But
It's one of those things that's not really pressing, but if we get there, we get there.
yeah, I think last month we sent out a notice to the lumber camps to send us a notice if they happen to run into any shamblers.
Yep. Everybody's on the lookout for shamblers and trolls.
Yeah.
All right. So, with that, everybody can select their spells, hit the rest button, make sure you're at full hit points, all of that fun stuff, because resting does not automatically set you to full. And you guys are going to acquire a couple of small fishing vessels.
Yeah, commandeer
Yeah.
them and
why not?
hunt a turtle.
Because you want to be on the water when you hunt a turtle.
Absolutely, you want to be on the water.
Do we though? Turtles have legs. Anyway,
I'm just hoping the boat will get us down river faster. That's what I'm hoping for.
oh, absolutely. But in a fight with a giant turtle that wrecks boats,
Yeah, we probably want to be close to shore.
I feel like we try and bait it on shore is my initial tactical thought. But
All right. So the next morning,
My tactical thought is avoid the head. That's where the bitey bits are.
yeah, stay out of the mouth.
Oh, it's sunny. Nice.
it is a sunny day as you guys set sail.
Excellent.
I mean, the Arvin will give you the basics of how to sail. So you don't really have to worry too much about making a sailing roll unless something untoward happens.
Are you ready, kids?
Yeah.
Yes.
You guys might be living on the bottom. So where are you guys headed out to?
South. Do we wanna go that way?
Yeah, get that one and then double back,
All
and
right.
then we're gonna head down the river. Is the thought, isn't it?
All right.
See what that does for us. It was a 3-hour tour.
It is a 3-hour tour. And are you guys taking the time to explore the hex as well, or just kind of like swinging by the shoreline?
We might as well explore it.
Yeah, 100%.
All right.
We know there's a cabin with a hag.
Yep. That's what Traxon's keeping his eye out for around here, as well as turtle.
I'm
But the
pretty
hag's a
sure.
witch.
I'm pretty sure I tagged it with the spyglass at one point.
Yep.
Oh, right.
So I should have a rough idea of where it is before we come upon it.
Yeah, you found a dwelling out here.
All right. So yes, as you kind of like beach your boats, kind of like make your way up on the shore. You bring the horses on the boats?
Oh, is that
No,
even
I
possible?
don't think so.
It's possible.
We'd have to take a lot more boats.
Yeah, it's possible.
Oh.
Just not a great idea.
No. I'm envisioning. Yeah, no.
All right. So yeah, you guys kind of disembark. Start making your way inland, and it takes you. I mean, it is a fairly large lake, and there's parts like where, you guys are at the point where without the spyglass you can't see the shore, and you look down, and you can't see the bottom of the water. It's vaguely disconcerting being, over an empty lake. It's the sort of thing like you start going over your mind like, do I remember my swimming lessons? Did I take swimming lessons?
Did we cast instant armor on our plate?
All right. Phew, the armor disappears into another dimension.
I'm not sure if it gives a penalty or not, but it feels like it would.
It would probably make the DC higher. Basically, there's a set DC, but then it's modified based off of, like if I think the thing is harder than a standard DC, the DC will be harder. So, although I did watch a video of a guy swimming in plate mail.
Oh lord.
Yeah. Apparently, well-made plate mail is not that difficult to swim in. You just can't do it for long.
Yeah. You're not like you can't achieve a state of natural buoyancy. I imagine you have to try to keep yourself afloat.
Right. So it's not apparently it's not any harder to swim. You just can only do it for a very, very short period.
Yeah.
All right, you guys land ashore, kind of like spread out. Everybody gets into their marching order. Start making their way into the shore of the Tuskwater here.
Mm-hmm. Make sure our boats are securely tied, if not beached a little bit, if possible.
Perfect. Absolutely, you can do that.
Well, if we're just taking fishing boats, it shouldn't be too hard to drag them up on the shore.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. But like, we don't want to do that if it's all like jagged rocks and crap. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Between Flower and Hull, there's no difficulty at all in getting these boats onto shore. And around about early afternoon.
Snow Maple has a strength bonus now. She can help.
Oh, excellent.
Listen, Traxton's pretty buff too. Don't count Traxton out.
There we go. Around mid-afternoon, you start to move into kind of a swampy area. Kind of like this, like a very kind of fetid marsh. Like you're wading through muck that's like almost up to your knees. There's like the various assorted marsh plants, the cattails growing. You hear the ribbit of frogs. There's a kind of like a very, very thin fog overlaying the marsh. But you do see, little ways off, a thin tendril of bluish smoke kind of trickling through a gaping hole in a moss-covered roof. And there's a kind of like a wooden fence surrounding the perimeter of this mound.
Gotcha. And the dwelling is in the mound. Is this the idea?
There doesn't seem to be any actual dwelling. Just
Other than the smoke coming up from it.
Yeah, just this mound, and then in the roof of it, there's like a gaping hole, no chimney.
Okay. And a gate. And the gate is lined up with this hole?
There's a wooden fence around
fence.
it, yeah.
Okay.
All will armor up before we approach.
Okay. And as you do so, there's like a lone crow that kind of caws, and it kind of echoes a little bit.
Does there seem to be a profusion of those in the direction from which that sound came?
Nope, just the one.
Gotcha.
I think we learned that this person was a witch, not a hag, right?
Yes.
Reports differ.
We should
We
say
don't-
hello.
We do. I think it's her granddaughter that we have.
Yeah.
That we have contact with back home.
She runs one of the alchemist shops, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She runs the
She helped
herbalist.
us. She helped
Herbalist.
us with the lycanthropy problem.
Right. But do we know that connection?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
I think she straight up said, like, "Yeah, my grandmother is out there."
Yeah, my grandmother's the one you want to talk to.
And sorry, the herbalist name is again?
just pulling that up now.
Sure.
Oh, I have it somewhere.
Does there seem to be any sort of? Okay, so you mentioned a fence. Do we see any way through the fence from this side?
There is a little gate.
Right.
There's like an iron bell near the gate,
Okay.
and around this mound, for about 80 feet around this little mound, the ground is solid and not marshy. The herbalist name is Limecia.
Gotcha.
What do you think?
And
Ring the
it-
bell?
Ring the
Oh
bell.
yeah, 100%.
The other thing that draws your attention is kind of like halfway between the fence and the door is like a classic like pumpkin-headed scarecrow.
On the other side of the fence from us, between
Yep.
it and the door.
Yeah,
Okay.
between the fence and the hut.
Gotcha. And you say the solid ground is a band. It's not like a path leading up to the gate or anything. It's a solid band around the.
Yeah, it's like a
Yeah.
solid, almost like a little island in the marsh.
Okay. I say we get up onto that, and then we head towards the gate and the bell, like Hull suggests.
Yeah.
100%. We don't want to barge in here.
I don't see any reason why we should.
Got no reason to. And we
Yeah.
want to be friends, I think.
Ring the bell.
Yep.
So you make your way up to the fence and kind of ring the bell, and it kind of echoes a little. And you do notice the scarecrow, when you ring the bell, the scarecrow's eyes kind of flare up with a flame in each eye socket. And a voice from inside the mountain is like, "Go away!"
Well, sorry to bother, but Nemesia sends her regards. He'll call out pretty loudly.
Tell her I don't have any. She's probably looking for something. Whatever it is, I don't have it.
We'd like to introduce ourselves. We're friends of hers.
Friends of hers.
And she speaks highly of you.
Oh, now I know you're lying.
She does.
Yeah.
I tell nothing but truth.
Oh,
We're the local landlords.
I already paid my taxes.
Somehow I don't think that's true.
I'm willing to take her word for it, though. Well, we're not here to bother. I'm just kind of looking around at everybody. We just wanted to say hello and like I say, pass on the regards of Lemissia. If you're indisposed, we can understand that. It's not an opportune time. Is this scarecrow eyeballing us?
It does turn its head towards you.
Right. Okay.
Do you have any tea?
Probably.
Do we have any tea? I say really quietly as I look around.
I know tea is not a specific item that I carry on my sheet.
No.
Yeah, I was going to say, is that something we can just say we have? Because I think it's a moot point drink.
You do have a bunch of like basic ingredients and special ingredients.
I was going to say.
Yes, we have tea.
Can we pull together something out of that?
All right, come on. I could use some tea.
May we open your gate?
Yeah. How else? You're not going to jump over and break your full neck. Then I'd have to fix it.
Jackson will open the gate.
Kind of landlords are you jumping over people's gates?
He's. The intention was not to. And he mumbles something under his breath that only everybody could hear around, unless she's here somehow. But he says something about magical creatures and permission.
So the old woman who opens the gate, despite the fact that you've been told that she's not a hag and she is definitely a human sorcerer, she is definitely green-skinned.
Does she have a wart?
She does. She has walks kind of hunched over, carrying holding a walking stick as she walks. She's like, "Right, I'll buy tea." Or, as the landlords, you could give this to your elders as a sign of respect.
I have no problem with that.
I think
We
that's
could even
reasonable.
do a trade if you have something to offer.
That's reasonable.
What do you want to trade?
What do you have?
I
We have
knowledge.
quite a collection of.
I like knowledge.
She kind of looks around this shack that she lives in. It's like, I don't have things to trade. I trade knowledge.
I like knowledge. I have scrolls.
I don't need scrolls.
What do you need?
We have had a seed problem that if you have any insight, we'd trade some tea.
A sea problem.
Seed.
Seeds.
Pustule things. Yeah.
Not really a gardener. She kind of gestures out at her fairly overgrown plot of land.
What
Can
would
it
be
be
your
seed?
area of expertise then?
I know things, and been known
All
that
she has to say is she drinks, and then she's my friend. Making a
Do you know anything about mirrors where people peek around the corner when you look into them?
Oh yes, yes I do.
Did you make any of those? Are these your handiwork?
Oh no.
She motioned to some plants and things, and you said they were overgrown. But with
Yeah.
Traxon's eye, can he tell if they're overgrown with purpose? You know what I mean? Is there a bunch of herb here, a bunch of herb there?
There is a bunch of herbs and stuff here, but it is largely overgrown because she is a horrible gardener.
Okay, so that checks to his evaluation.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Basically, you know how a lot of plants like mint and stuff will just go everywhere if you don't tend to them?
Right.
Yeah, it's a lot of that.
Okay. But it's not just completely wild. There is some usefulness to it all too.
Exactly. Actually, to Traxon's eye, a lot of the stuff that's in her garden is useful for different medicinal compounds and the like. It's just woefully untended.
Right. Gotcha.
So, you must be the ones that went to the Lonely Barrow.
Sure did.
Yes.
Recognize the sword. Fine craftsmanship.
That's a bit sleepy at the moment.
What happens when you don't take care of your stuff? Aside from bringing me tea, what can I do for you? And she'll kind of sniff at the tea and this I think this is worth something. It's beware of Candlemere.
Sorry, beware of Candle Bear?
Candlemere.
Candlemere.
It's a horrible place. You best avoid it.
Where is?
I'm always willing to take that kind of advice.
Well, it's where it is. That's going to take more than tea. I gave you the good advice first. Be careful of it.
That's just good advice.
You look like the sort of people, if I tell you where it is, you're going to go there, negating my first piece of advice.
We do
Quite a
have a
snake.
lot on the list right now.
Is my voice in the head saying anything?
No, it is not. It is quiet.
So I'll say I'm the. Do you know anything about humble caps? I'm the unlucky humble cap this generation.
My condolences.
Thank you. Do you have any background I need to know or advice that might get me through these coming lifetime of troubles that I apparently have ahead of me?
I know some things, but that's not my story to tell.
Everybody keeps saying that. Eventually, I'm going to find the person with the story to tell.
I think the problem is it's your story.
No, your friend was quite right that when you're dealing with certain entities, there are rules that need to be followed.
I just wanted to be a pastry chef.
I hear there's a bakery in the capital. Perhaps you could apprentice there.
Yeah, I don't think the voice in my head or the pretty lady speaking behind mirrors will let me do that for very long. They're quite well. The voice in particular is quite insistent. Unless I'm doing something that she wants, then she's quiet. Like right now, apparently. So she must be paying close attention to what's going on here. Just said she's not talking.
Oh, I don't doubt that she is.
I gather from your surroundings here that you aren't very fond of visitors.
Depends on how well they go in the cooking pot.
So sending over a gardener to help with some of the harder work is not something you'd want.
No. I like my solitude, thank you very much. Except for occasionally when the landlords of the area come by and bring me tea.
Are you at all interested in having more or less formal relationships with the kingdom? Sorry.
Depends on what that would entail. But you can give me a diplomacy check.
In an advisory
Sure.
capacity.
Ooh, I'll try that again. Go gadget hero point.
Okay.
Still not great.
I'm not much of one for that sort of thing.
But you wouldn't mind if we came back with more tea
Sure.
sometime down the road.
Certainly not. Just remember to ring the bell.
Of course. And this place that you want us to not go to, what would it cost to know where that is?
I am. She kind of like gets up and she kind of shuffles around, like pulls up like different like clay pots that she has on various shelves here. None of which seem to be from anything resembling a matching set, and most of which seem to be like missing a lid or whatever. It's like, well, if in your travels you find black rattlecaps, it's a type of mushroom, a fungus. It grows along the shoreline. I could use more of that.
We could keep our eyes peeled.
Excellent. Makes a lovely tea, and it's the base for a little concoction that cures lycanthropy.
We did have a werewolf problem a while ago.
We did have a brief werewolf problem. We dealt with it.
Well, in case it comes up again, it would be nice if I had some.
That's fair. Do you know anything about shambling mounds?
Shamblers, yes. Yes. Nasty creatures. Nasty.
Is there a way to domesticate them?
Don't know anybody who has ever been foolish enough to try.
No, the only reason I asked is because our alchemists have been looking for shambler sap for a couple of months now. It seems like it could become a problem. I was wondering if we could get a more reliable supply.
I think that would be ill-advised.
Okay.
They are not. They are not terribly intelligent creatures. I suppose perhaps as long as you kept it properly fed and watered, it would have no need to attack. Either way, it does not sound like a excellent idea.
Yeah, and if we had to kill one, how'd we go about doing that?
Not with lightning, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, that's good to know.
So fire, perhaps?
Perhaps.
Just not lightning.
Not lightning. And, I mean, they are generally like soggy masses of plant material, so fire may not be your best option. Maybe something, I don't know, else. Maybe cold. The plants, they probably don't like cold. I don't know. It has been a long time since I encountered a shambler.
Well, even knowing not to use lightning is important.
Oh, that is the most important.
Well, all right. If nobody has anything else, we'll leave you with your tea and promise to be back sometime in the future.
Well, thank you. It was a pleasure. The last landlords weren't nearly this pleasant.
We'd like to have a good relationship with all their most knowledgeable people. We find that it's always wise to ask the opinion of the elders that have seen so much more than we have.
As long as you're respectful.
And coexisting with the native population is a high priority for us.
I agree.
Out of curiosity, who are these previous landlords?
It was quite some time ago, but I believe they said they were from Patax.
Oh,
But that was before any of you were born. I was still young then. They thought that they would come and throw their weight around.
right.
They like to throw their weight around. We like to throw their weight around too.
They came to regret their decision.
I'm sure they did.
And as she says that, she kind of like stares out over her garden towards the scarecrow.
Yeah, that's fine. Nothing wrong here.
A few graves in amongst the herbs and
No grave markers.
no, just mounds of dirt that you can't see because of all the plants.
It is very overgrown.
Pumpkin heads. It's all pumpkin heads all the way down.
Yeah, I was going to say that, and probably some pieces in that scarecrow too. It's all good.
Well, I do wish you luck with your endeavors.
Thank you.
It's been quite some time since I've had visitors. Not that I like visitors, but every once in a while.
Indeed.
We'll keep an eye open for your rattle caps.
Thank you.
If we come across any interesting teas, we'll be sure to save you some.
Oh, that would be most excellent. And then she will bid you adieu.
When we came in through the gate, did the scarecrow deactivate, or did it continue to track us until we got inside?
Oh no, it watched you the whole time you were there.
Gotcha. And when we come out, does it watch us until we go?
Until you leave.
Gotcha. Okay.
So, I guess the question is, are you guys sailing across the lake at night, or are you setting up camp here on the island? Not the island, the little coast.
Not in the dreadful bog.
Not,
No.
Back to shore.
not in the dreadful bog. Get back to your boats and set up camp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. So, since this is an unexplored hex, we will do the camping thing, so folks can open up the camping menu and decide what you would like to do.
What's the hot key for that again?
Uh,
Or is there one? Camping sheet?
Should be a campfire on your.
yeah, it should be like a little campfire icon. It should say camping. It's a macro to use.
Gotcha.
Oh, let me open it.
Nope.
Not letting me open it either.
Can't click it.
Mine was stubborn for a minute too.
Oh.
It eventually relented.
Yeah, everybody's listed as an owner, so you should be able to.
There we go. Yeah, it took a minute.
Yeah, a couple minutes.
Decided it wanted to open then. Wow. I can't scroll anywhere on it. Stop going to the top. Oh. Multiple. Here we go.
There you go.
Not even there. There
All right. So yeah, so who's going to prepare the campsite? This is a survival role.
That's usually Father Hull, isn't it?
I think Traction's better at it than I am now.
Generally. I think finally I've surpassed. Yeah. I'll give it a go this time. Because this doesn't take me out of the running for subsisting either, does it?
Right.
Okay.
All right, so you do find a serviceable spot. People can decide what they would like to do. Ooh, increasing counter DC by 1. Nice.
Snow Maple's gonna camouflage the camp and then take a bath. In
I will
water.
tell one of my stories.
Oh
In
God.
water.
Good old stories from Moopint.
Definitely a good time to take a bath.
I got some soap if you want to borrow it.
I got soap.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right. So, Father Hall is helping Traxton.
Yeah, it won't let me change it to survival, but. And it's scratched.
So do I just go ahead and click the dice next to the hunt and gather thing?
Just give me 1 second. I'm just going to roll for Father Hull here.
Oh, sure.
Right. So yeah, so he will add a +1 to yours.
I just had been assisted.
Yeah.
So I do a circumstance bonus of +1, add?
Yep, just add, yep.
Okay.
Perfect. Basic ingredients and special ingredients gathered. Those would go into your inventory, so if you want, you can add them to the group loot. It's up to you.
Okay.
All right. Flower, you can roll your perception to organize the watches.
Will do. Just a flat 10, right?
Yeah.
No circumstance.
Yep. And then finally, Moot Pint can roll performance.
Yay!
Oh god,
Oh
no.
god.
I would like to still be out hunting.
No token in the scene. I'll have to run it from my sheet, I guess.
If you open the camping thing, down at the bottom under Tell Campfire Story, you can just click the die icon there.
All right. This will be a story about a baby that was rocketed to our planet from the star.
Ooh, story
his own
about
planet
elves.
was destroyed.
I choose to disbelieve.
Ooh, yet another critical failure.
Oh god, no, again?
Yep.
La 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 la.
We're all haunted by the horror of this story. Oh god.
So
You know,
yes,
it's not actually how space travel works.
No. No. They don't need to kill babies to travel through space. What's happening?
all right. So as the story starts off with somewhat hopeful, it takes kind of a dark turn. Starts to delve into areas of basically like abandonment and loss and being completely cut off from everyone you know, everyone you care about, everyone you've ever loved, with no way back except by doing things that are completely abhorrent to you. And you start to question, like, you know, at what point would these things stop being abhorrent and become acceptable?
This voice in my head is quite the thing.
No kidding.
Right. And nobody is cooking, so everybody can eat some rations.
Yep.
If I do good berries, do I select nothing?
Yeah, you can select nothing.
Something
Just
I
on the
noticed,
camping thing
Chris.
again?
Sorry?
Something I noticed, Chris, when I picked the daily preparations there, is I can only pick skills. I can't pick lores.
Yeah, you mechanically you can pick lores, it's just not coded in, so
Oh, okay.
you'll have to like add a lore onto your sheet just because the lores are so varied.
Yeah, I thought it might help if I added them to my sheet anyway, and like untrained, and then it
Yeah.
might let me pick them, but it wouldn't.
Yeah. Ooh. Critical failure on Moot Point to subsist.
It's hard being Moot Pint.
Wait, what?
Moot Point, instead of eating rations, decided to try to live off the land.
Oh, okay. He's out there eating dirt and stones.
Apparently, yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, when you
Really bad
guys hit the rest button, it'll give you an option to consume rations. Just select yes or no if you're eating good berry.
How many good berries do we have?
One casting can get me 2, I think.
Yeah.
I can get a casting for every 10 minutes.
Oh, yeah. So
Right.
we could all just eat good berries.
So
Anybody who likes them can, yeah.
what would be a good one for river travel? River lore?
River lore, sailing lore.
Portage lore. I hope we don't get an encounter. It'd be murlocs.
Another sunny day. Everybody can hit their rest button. And you guys can once again set off in your boats across the open water, where I'm sure nothing bad will happen.
Yeah, sounds great.
Aside from the part where you're looking for a giant turtle.
Right.
We do have a spyglass.
The important thing is Snow Maple managed to clean off the swamp goo.
Yeah, but do we have an underwater periscope? That's what we need.
Well, the use of a periscope underwater is, to see above the water.
You never
don't
made
you
one?
don't put the periscope in and see under the water.
No, you never made one of those underwater periscopes when you were a kid with the mirror and the
No,
styrofoam cup?
I just put my head in the water like a normal person.
Sure. I wouldn't want to do that in the streams I looked into, but hey.
And I will get Snow Maple, since you've got the spyglass, to give me a spyglass roll. Otherwise, a perception roll.
$21.
All right. So yeah, you guys sail across the lake, and unlike the previous day, this time you do see there are like some like shoals of fish underneath, and some like very tall seaweed kind of coming up and kind of like dancing at the top. Snow Maple is kind of, scanning the horizon, and as you get closer. Back to my world map here for a sec.
If nautical nonsense be something you wish.
There you go. So you see that there's like a stretch of land kind of on the edge of the Tuskwater, kind of rises quite high from the water. Bunch of like 40-foot high cliffs and kind of limit access to the river below, but you guys are coming at it from the lake as opposed to coming from overhead. And you see on the shore, kind of set back a little bit, there's definitely like a cave kind of like under the cliff where underneath the overhang, so it would be hidden from sight from anything above and hidden by trees from anything on the water, so it's naturally concealed.
Oh, okay.
And you also see near the shore a very, very large turtle.
Turtle Ho.
Oh, okie day.
That's a fairly big turtle, isn't it?
Give me 1 sec.
It looks fairly big from here.
Well, it looks kind of big from here. Yeah, it's definitely huge.
Ooh.
Right.
Kind of cute.
For a second, when Chris was describing the cliff, I was like, "Is it going to be turtle from the top rope? Is it turtle libre? What's happening here?"
No, we don't. We don't need a dive bombing turtle.
You don't need a dive bombing turtle, but what if you get one?
Well, we'd have to deal with it, but do not want.
Bet a turtle has a high AC.
Oh, for sure. It's all AC and hit points. Wonder if we can hydraulic push it out of the water and onto the land.
There we go. We're just going to assume that you guys are in boats,
Okay.
just so I don't have to draw like boat markers and stuff.
Well, yeah. Should we try to pull up onto the shore before we arouse its ire, or should we try and push it up onto the shore from here?
You guys are talking like you can see it.
It's right over there.
Yep. The snow maple spotted it.
Oh, okay.
I admit it looks smaller than I thought it would.
It is a medium-sized creature, which for a turtle is a big turtle.
Sure is.
I just thought it would be bigger. That's all.
It's entirely possible the fisherman may have exaggerated.
It's true.
But before we get this starting, I need to go to the bathroom, so we'll have a quick bio break,
All right, sounds good.
and then we'll get
Sounds
back
good.
to some turtle soup making.
Roger that. Yep. Or a nice big shield anyway.
I'm here.
Present.
I was asking about recall knowledge on turtles, Chris.
Okay.
In case we were straight, unless we're straight into initiative.
You can make your. It would be a recall knowledge. Yep.
Should have gone through there.
Oh, there it is. One second. Right. Turtles generally have a fairly robust shell. And the biggest thing that you need to do is if it retracts into its shell, it'll be much harder to deal with. Basically, its AC goes up if it uses an action to pull into its shell.
Right. So if it turtles up, hold your fire.
Yeah.
Sounds reasonable.
And other than that, it looks to be a. It looks to be a snapping turtle.
It's the worst kind.
But otherwise a fairly normal member of its species.
A large but otherwise normal member of its species.
Watch out for the bitey parts. Hold your fire if it goes into its shell.
When it gets pointed out with my vision tattoo, can I do a hunted prey?
Yeah, absolutely. You can definitely see it.
Okay.
Your tattoo kind of glows. Your vision zooms in.
Yep.
And incidentally, the boat has the rowboats, fishing boats have a essentially a swim speed of 20.
Oof.
They're not super fast.
And when do boats move on whatever initiative people are in it first?
Yeah, whoever is piloting your boat, they go on that initiative.
Ah, okay.
So I just need initiative from Flower and Woodpint.
Sorry about that.
Oh,
I'm. Brian, do you want to roll mine for me? It might take a minute for this to refresh.
Well, you rolled an 8, so you got lots of time.
Oh, for some reason,
Perfect. Now I'm back in.
yeah, for some reason, your initiative was set to performance. Let me fix that.
Okay.
Flower
I can
does
roll
it with
now.
athletics.
All right. Ready to go?
There we go.
That's much better.
I don't know why it's still saying performance.
Yep.
It's set to charisma for me. I don't know why it's like that.
Typically, it's perception.
Usually. Unless you're flower, you just flex and you get your initiative.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
my charisma's not anything special.
There you go. I got it.
All right.
So Flower is actually up first.
All right. So we're not close enough at the moment to do anything, right? Like, is it? Because I imagine it's not. Is it shallow enough here that I could just wade over?
No, it is not.
Yeah, I didn't think so. Um,
So you can
does-
decide between you and Father Hall who's actually piloting your boat.
What's the
uh,
skill?
The skill would actually be boating lore.
oh,
How long's the boat?
It's not big. They're like probably like 10, 15 feet long. Basically, big enough that one boat, because Moot Point is small and Grax is small, they count as one medium. So you can fit 3 people in a boat.
All right, so that's my invisibility sphere with a 10-foot emanation is still too small for this. So okay.
All right. So
Well, I'm +0 for intelligence for lore. I don't know what Flowers got.
yeah, and you'll only have to worry about making those rolls if you try to do something like fancy with your boat. You can move it, no problem.
oh, are we assuming that like Hull's in the back of the boat, I'm in the front?
Sure.
Hull, do you want to be the one to actually be moving us in?
Yeah, sure.
I'll when we get close, I'll just do my thing.
All right. So you're basically just readying
Yeah,
or
Delaying.
delaying.
yeah.
All right. Moot Point. Since
I'm holding my action, and I'm going to create a water elemental when we get close enough.
all right. Old Crackjaw. One action to swim. 2 actions to swim. And then he's going to bite your boat.
Ack, these are rentals.
Not the boat. He can't miss the boat.
You cannot crit the boat though. That's nice.
He did not crit the boat.
So
But
I will be.
he does take a chunk out of the boat.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Readied actions. Or delayed actions, I guess, if anybody wants to jump in.
I will be conjuring an icicle snake.
I will be swinging on him with a I-beam.
All right.
Could I have said that I drew it last one because I was getting ready to hit him.
You can't. You could have when Snow Maple kind of pointed it out. We'll say yes. People could
Yeah.
have drawn their weapons.
I delayed there. Targeted. Oof.
20's a miss.
Hey, you still have your other 2 actions.
Try and dread martial stance.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Perfect.
And what were you saying?
No, you still have a 3rd action too.
I'll just try to hit him again. It's really all I can do at the moment.
Swish, swish. Alright, that will take us to Father Liam.
All right, I'm going to stride, I guess, or boat.
Okay.
Going to boat.
I assume
Stride.
that's a one action stride type thing.
Yep.
And flowers at the front, isn't he? Okay, so 5, 10, 15. 20 brings us to there. Into there. I'm just going to stride 3 times, basically. Should take us right to the shore.
Oh, piloting is actually athletics or sailing lore.
Yeah, if we're not doing anything fancy, you said we could just roll it or just do it.
Yep, but just in case you do need to do anything fancy, that's what you'll be rolling.
I'm boating 3 times to the shore.
Okay, perfect.
Which I think puts Father Hall right there.
There we go. Alright, that will take us to Snow Maple.
Right. I guess we're going to the shore to fight. Seems
Sure.
to be the common thread. So I will move the boat to shore.
Okay.
I have a speed of 40. I don't know how that changes for the boat.
The boat has a speed of 20.
Okay. So does that take all my actions? 1 action, 2 actions?
From where you were, that would take 3 actions to get there.
Okay.
The boat can only go so fast. That will take us to Traxton.
Okay.
We land upon the shore.
Indeed, we do. All right. I'll jump off the boat. Move to here.
Okay.
Leave Gratch where he is for now. This thing is visible from where I am?
It is, yeah. It's like kind of on the surface, fighting some sort of like ice snake.
Right. That's like flying around it.
Swimming.
Swimming. Okay. All right. I will pull out the longbow and take a couple of shots.
You can take a shot. 1 to move, 1 to draw the bow.
Quick draw doesn't pull it out for me.
Oh, yes. Sorry, yes. I forgot you had quick draw.
Okay.
Quick draw is excellent.
Indeed, it is. I got lots of knives.
Getting
Okay.
good and angry.
That's my hope.
Wow, 22 is a miss.
Nope. There's nothing with my hunted prey that happens here. Oh, that's distance-wise, right? Like if it's outside of a distance or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hunted prey for you as a flurry ranger reduces your multi-attack penalty when you're using like a agile or swift weapon.
Okay, I'm gonna try a reroll on this.
Okay.
See if I can get it to hit. No.
Splish.
And second shot with the multi-attack penalty. Oh no.
A couple arrows go bouncing off of its hide. Its shell looks fairly thick.
Right.
That will take us to Flower.
I'm all the way over here now.
You are.
I can't do much here. I'm gonna chill here.
Okay. So it's supposed to be a little bit later because you're ready. Moot Pint, you do need to spend one action if you want to sustain your elemental.
Do.
Okay, so that gives him 2 actions.
And it's by the boats, right? I'm going to hydraulic push it. That's what I'm going to do. It's not too near us, is it?
No, it's about 50 feet away.
All right, then I'll hold off on that.
We need hydraulic pull at this point.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna load up a crossbow and cast shield on myself and just wait and see what happens.
Okay.
Those are the other 2 actions.
Its turn. None of you guys have actually managed to affect it, so it's going to focus on the snake that's right here.
Oh. Bye-bye, snake.
Oh god,
Yep. Saw that coming.
it's real crunchy. Ngar, ngar, ngar.
Yep.
Chewing nice. That snake didn't even
Hopefully-
do 1 point of damage, huh?
Nope.
Just like us, though.
Delayed it for a turn, though.
action.
And then it is going to come swimming closer.
Uh-huh.
But that is all 3 of its actions. It does seem to be slightly faster in the water than the boats are. Father Liam.
Okay. I'm going to use 1 action for armor up.
Okay.
I'm going to use 1 action for stride. And then I'll use 1 action to raise my shield.
Okay. Snow Maple.
Is it adjacent to Moot Bite right now?
It is like Moot Point's in the stern of the boat, and it's like the only thing between Moot Point and it is like the very stern of the boat sort of thing.
Right. So can I flank with Moot Bite?
You would have to be in the water.
Yeah, no, that's totally acceptable.
You'd have to be like there.
Right. I will dive off the back of the boat.
Okay. Give me a
Acrobat?
It's athletics to jump, but the DC is only 5. Basically,
Okay.
the DC is the number of feet that you're jumping. Okay, perfect. Splush. I'll count that as your swimming roll as well for the turn, since you're diving into the water.
Snow Maple actually has acrobatics trained.
Excellent.
So do I get flanking on it?
Yeah, it should calculate automatically.
All right, cool.
You kind of nimbly jump over a moot point and the turtle.
Ooh, there you go.
Stabbing through its shell. And its shell is fairly resilient, but you managed to pierce through it.
I'll use my last action for shield.
All right. That will take us to Traxton.
There's officially blood in the water.
There is blood in the water now.
Finally. Good job. All right. Well, can I get to there with the move? I do have 30 to move.
So moving through the water is a swim roll.
Okay.
So that is an athletics roll.
All right. And if I succeed, do I have my normal move, or does it cost double or anything like that?
Right. So the way swimming rolls, if you get a critical success, you move 10 feet plus 5 feet per 20 feet of land speed you have. So 15 for most PCs. On a success, you move 5 feet plus 5 feet per 20 feet of land. So 10 feet for most PCs. Swimming takes time.
Sure.
But this is currently fairly calm water, so it is only a DC 10.
Okay.
And I mean, we're pretty
athletics.
close to the shore, so you're probably walking to
Oh.
at least
Yeah, sorry, DC 15.
there before you have to jump in.
Yeah, I was looking at the land route to see what I could do there. Athletics, sorry, did you say?
And yeah, and that part right there, right in front of Flower, is still boat.
Gotcha.
That's true.
Oh, yeah.
All right, there you go. So critical success. So yeah, you could get to him. Yep.
Dive in the water and just like a seal, just right over there. All right. So that's a move. Drop the bow as I go. Pull out the blades.
Basically, those represent the boats.
Gotcha.
Fine and seaworthy craft.
And the one Flower's in is not terribly seaworthy at the moment. It's like 19 points of damage. It is not at its hit points, but it is past its broken threshold.
I'll buff right out.
And roll a twin takedown. Try to stab it.
Okay.
Miss on the first one. Oh God! All right.
Yeah, it's only getting worse.
I get the crit to get there, but I get
That's how it's going.
flailing around. All right. So a move, one attack, a double. Can I do one more attack?
I believe so.
Yeah, because the twin takedown is a flourish. Only one of those every round. Okay. Let's go with the new one. It should have a better chance to hit. Nope. Oh well.
Bunch of flailing in the water. Very graceful dive. Powerful strokes through the water. But then there's like nothing to like have purchase on when you try to stab, and it kind of throws you for a loop.
Right.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah.
He goes
Getting
to
there
attack and the seaweed touches his leg. He's like, ah!
Getting there was flawless, but the execution, not so much.
Not the seaweed. Flower.
Hey, so what is it to get to right here?
Do you want to jump?
Yes.
So that would be, what's the distance there? 15 feet.
Actually, real quick, first things first, rage, and then do it.
It's a 20-foot jump, so it's a DC 20 athletics check.
Okay.
Rage swimming, go!
Rage swimming.
We brought it all the way to the shore, and we're going to fight in the water.
That is correct.
Oh my god.
Otherwise, it's going to eat moot pie.
Yeah, you like kind of like take a look, kind of like step back a little bit, and then leap and place yourself right there. Sploosh! Flower-sized cannonball.
Pretty much. Maybe for later. Anyway, I'll swing on it.
Death from above.
All right, I went too far.
Overshot.
Yeah, I'll swing on it. No, 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 I don't. His eye beam is really weird to
Yeah.
wield in the water.
Yeah. So yeah, action to jump, action to rage. Yep. There you go. Yeah, it is. It is an awkward ass weapon. Moot point. The good news is your friends have come to your rescue, so the giant turtle doesn't eat you. The bad news
Yay.
is there's a bunch of flailing and splashing in the water.
I had something for this. I'm going to change into a trout and get the hell out of there
Okay.
with a pest form.
Okay.
Get back to shore. And
You're in the boat. You can just.
oh, I'm still in the boat.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, in that
So
case, I got something for this. I'll pull out a magic
Uh-huh.
missile scroll and hit it with level 3.
All right.
I'll burn the.
So third level magic missile is 2 missiles per action.
I'm hitting it at all 3.
It would be 2 because 1 action to pull out the scroll.
Okay, so.
So 2 actions. So that'd be.
In that case, what I will do is I will fire my crossbow, I will recast shield, and I will pull up the scroll.
There you go.
Get it ready for next turn.
Why is this not letting me shoot?
You'll be looking under your strikes.
Yeah. Yep. Underneath
Gotcha.
strikes. Yep. The one that says plus. Oh. So yeah. So the one there where it says the plus 10.
Plus 10?
Yeah. Under strikes, you see it says.
Plus 10, there we go.
Yep. That's the one.
I hit it,
Hey, there you go.
There you go.
but not bad damage either.
Oh,
So then shield, and I'll pull out the scroll.
Second blood has been achieved.
Such as it was.
All right. Old Crackjaw. He's surrounded. He is going to. How smart is he? He is not.
Hopefully dumb as a brick.
So he's probably just going to lash out at the people who have hit him.
As he should.
So Snow Maple first.
No, that clearly says icicle snake.
He already ate that one. 20
Okay.
just barely hits you.
I can discharge my shield to reduce that, can't I?
Yeah, you can shield block if you like.
Oh. How do I activate that?
One sec, I gotta put the shield back up on you. It has a hardness of 5, heightened, so it has a hardness of 10, so it blocks 10, so you take 8.
I like that.
That is good.
But you can't use shield again for 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's fine.
But soaked up 10 points of damage, so that's like a point of damage a minute.
Yeah.
Then it's going to lash out at Mood Point. But miss. Then it's going to swim away. That will take us to Father Leo.
All right. Pretty easy. I'm gonna raise a shield. And then I'm going to. He's nice and close. I'm gonna cast. Well, let's try out this new cold spell.
All right.
Might slow it down a little bit. Ray of Frost.
Some ice like scatters over the surface of the lake.
22's a miss. Well, I'll try to re-roll it. I got a hero point. Nope.
17 is also a miss.
That's me.
All right. Snow Maple.
Okay.
So it's an athletics check to swim.
Right.
DC is 15.
Yeah, it's a whole lot faster than we are in the water.
So you have 5 feet plus 5 for every 20 feet of land speed you have. So what's your speed? 40, 45?
40.
So you can move 15 feet. I think if you swim through tracks, then you can get to that corner.
All right. Um. I'll use a second action for. Faint.
Okay. That is a deception roll. He is surprisingly perceptive.
Yeah. Okay. I'll use the third action to take a stab.
Okay. Uh, 27 is a hit. Traxton.
Sorry, athletics check to move in the water?
Yep.
Okay.
You can move
If
through
you-
through Snow Maple, but not through Old Crackjaw. But you can use basically treat him like difficult terrain because you can swim under him and then up.
Gotcha.
If you go to your basic macros, you can hit swim.
Oh, are you kidding me? All right,
So
reroll that one.
okay. 17 is a success.
Yep. Almost not.
So your speed is 25, so you can go 10 feet.
Can I go to there?
Yep.
Okay. I shall do so. So that's my move. Attackies. Can I do a support? And is there a, if I move Gretch to there, is there a check for him required, or?
Yep, he can make an athletics check, but he's actually trained in athletics.
Oh no, I'm just curious. Like, if I do move him to there, I have to make a check for him. Yeah.
He could stand on the shore.
Okay. Beautiful. So a support and a twin takedown. That's my turn once I roll.
Okay.
All right. Targeting again. Oh,
Ooh.
yes.
Gratch knows what's what.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yep, I had to get him in on it.
Gotcha's like glump glump. Rawr!
We eat
Alright,
the
so-
turtle? Yeah, let's eat the turtle. Okay.
It's food.
So roll some critical damage.
All right, and then 2d8 from Gratch as well.
Right. Good man.
Man bear.
Oh, old Crackjaw is now badly injured.
Hooray.
Person. Bear person. And the follow-up offhand attack.
Yeah, they don't like it when you bite them on the tail.
Oh my god.
Back on track.
What is happening? Yeah, alright. No, I'll let that one stand because we'll have no points.
Yeah.
Crit botch, crit botch. That's
Yeah.
how we do.
Flower.
No, that's how I get.
Flower's gonna be so angry. Where do you go?
More rage swimming.
He's BRB a second ago, wasn't he?
Right here.
Right.
Right here.
You're up.
You can sudden charge here, right? I don't think I need to.
Sudden swim.
Sudden swim.
Yeah, you can like pull yourself onto the boat and basically like step over a moot point into the other boat and then back into the water.
Pretty much. Straight to there. I'll swing on him. I don't like him. He keeps trying to swim away from me.
There you go.
Yes!
That should do it.
I hope so.
I think I rolled twice. First one.
Yeah, the first one was 40.
There we go.
Yeah, I'm not playing with a mouse. I'm just using like the
Yeah.
touchpad on my laptop. So
He is miraculously still standing.
what? What?
Yep. Called it.
He is badly, badly, badly dazed. He is frightened because you critically hit him.
He is frightened. Dread Marshal. I still have one action, right?
You do.
Okay, I'll try to hit him again. Why not? It's something. It's something I can do.
Right.
That's me.
That will take us to Moot Point. So yeah, so Flower basically hauls himself out into the boat, steps over you into the other boat, jumps down and brings that like the full weight of the I-beam down, like cracking the shell.
Nice.
All kinds of turtle meat is visible, i.e. he is like pretty much one hit from anybody will finish him.
You might want to save your scroll.
Yeah, I was gonna say let's lock and load and see if I can hit with the crossbow again. Well, first I have to load it.
Yep.
Now I'm gonna try to hit. I'm gonna hero point that if that's.
Sure.
I did even worse.
Bing. Bounces off the remnants of his shell.
Boo.
You do still have an action left.
Cast shield on myself.
Okay. Take us to Kratcha. He's going to take a bite out of flour. He missed because he is frightened of you.
Ugh.
Good job.
He's going to throw up his shell defense. So yeah, he kind of retracts. I think. Oh, wait, he has to move first and then. So he starts swimming away and then he retracts into his shell. Father Liam.
All right. I've got to step on the sword like Gretch. And I think I'm in range for Electric Arc. He's near death, that should do it.
That is enough, though. So yeah, so as he swims, it kind of retracts into his shell. The lightning arcs out, plays through the water. Everybody's like, "Ooh, good thing we're not any closer." And then he's just kind of like bobbing there on the shore.
Right. Go get him and drag him to shore.
Yep.
And yeah, and he's I mean, Traxton, you can tell now that you have a good look at him as an expert in nature. He's an old turtle, like not just big, but old as well. He's probably been patrolling this lake for 100 years.
Shame.
A little bit, yep.
There was a sea cave as well, Chris?
There's like a cave, like not a sea cave, like it's on the shore, but it's kind of hidden by some trees and stuff that you spotted.
Is it any kind of lair?
It is. It looks like it's a little turtle nesting area.
Anything inside?
Give me a perception roll. Right. 19 is good. So as you start to move towards it, and like I said, it's kind of covered by like some like trees and plant life and the like just kind of naturally occurring. Not any sign of intelligence or anything. And you're about to just kind of push through, and you just kind of stop for a second, and you see that quite a few of the plants are look like some variety of stinging nettle.
Right. So I will move those aside very carefully.
Okay. That is a survival check.
I'll re-roll that if I need to.
13 is not enough. 29 is definitely sufficient, though.
It should do it.
All right.
So yeah, you kind of like carefully kind of cut them down, avoiding getting stung by the nettles. And inside there, there's a bunch of bones and stuff, like some animals, some fish, some humanoid, and kind of half buried in the mud. There is something shiny.
Ooh. It's the magic words. Shiny.
Piece of candy.
Mm-hmm.
Been abducted. You must save it.
Yeah.
And you pull out a sickle.
Oh.
Okay. Bring that back to the gang to have a look at. I assume it's not all rusty and corroded.
It is not all rusty and corroded.
That's a good sign. Value increases.
Actually, that's not really indicative in this game, isn't
It is not.
Firehull have a ratty ass cloak on? That's
He does have a very ratty ass cloak.
yeah.
I can make that look prettier.
It's like distressed jeans. It's supposed to look that way.
I think my
Liam's
goggles
cloak
pretty
looks
good.
great.
Well, it was at one point.
But yeah, you nothing else in here. This is definitely like the lair of an animal as opposed to anything else.
Yeah, I didn't expect to find stacks of gold or anything, but
No.
have a look around anyway.
Yeah. If you had to guess, you would think that this sickle probably belonged to one of the pile of humanoid bones.
Yeah, well, that's usually how that thing goes.
We'll throw a moot point at the sickle, see what we can figure out.
Yeah, here you go.
Hey now.
I wasn't actually going to throw it at you.
I thought we were throwing Moo Point at it. In that case, I volunteer.
All right. So yeah, you cast it. Definitely there's something magical within 30 feet. Then you go, okay, the sickle's the only thing we found. Cast Read Aura, and then you can give me an Arcana check.
I can cast Read Aura
Mm-hmm.
from my character sheet.
It is. The sickle is definitely magical.
All right. Bloody hell, where is all this shit? There it is.
School of Magic isn't really applicable. So there's no spells or anything in it.
So just straight Arcana check.
Yep. It is. It does have some runes engraved upon it, enough for you to recognize that it is a +1 striking sickle.
Nice. Anybody need one of those?
No. I mean, the rune's good. We can get the prof to move the rune.
So yes, sickles are a. Oh, it's evocation magic apparently. It has trip. It is a simple weapon and it is a finesse weapon.
Oh. That's fun. And it's agile.
Yep. Does 2d4. Not a lot of damage, but. And then looking at your boats, like the boat that Crackjaw took a bite out of, it is not seaworthy. It is not destroyed, but it is definitely broken.
Can we fix it?
You can try. You're gonna basically have to kind of camp here before making your way down the river, because you're going to need to like cut down a couple of trees and
Right.
cut some wood down and make some parts and all of that stuff.
It might be just as fast to take it back and take the horses. If the boats aren't going any faster, right?
The boats aren't any faster than the horses. They just have a different mode of travel.
I guess it saves us a hex, but
I mean, the advantage with traveling along the river is, if we like cycle who's awake and who's asleep, then we can travel all the time.
The boats are not big enough for people to be sleeping while they're traveling.
Okay.
Like Moot Point probably could because he's small, but those of you who are medium, it's a tight fit. Like they are designed to hold like 3 medium creatures, but that's packed front to aft.
Because I think it only saves us. It'd save us a hex. My expectation was the boat would be much faster than the horses, but doesn't
Like,
seem to be the case.
If you had an actual like sailing vessel, it would be significantly faster.
Yeah, I get you.
These are like little like slightly upscale from rowboats. They're 10 feet long, 15 feet long, 5 feet wide, and 3 feet high. They're like a big canoe.
All right. So salvage the corpse. See if we can fix the boat.
Yep.
Okay. Perfect. So that'll be a survival roll for the turtle, and a crafting roll for the boat.
Dibs on the turtle roll.
I got
Okay.
plus 11 to crafting.
I've only got +9. Go for it.
Now, Joe, I'm just going to ask this because there's an option here. The target was technically my hunted prey.
It was at the time it died.
Yep.
It did. So do I get that bonus or no?
I would say yes.
Okay, because it does go for survival checks versus that target.
Yeah. I'll assume like as long as you like harvest it within like a couple of minutes of it dying.
Oh yeah, that's what he does when everybody else is searching around.
Yeah.
Oof. Nice.
All right. So Snow Maple, you can. How many? What's your proficiency rank in crafting? Are you trained? Or
I'm trained.
So trained in crafting means you can restore 5 hit points to the item.
Oh, that was Moot Point.
Yeah, he's trained to.
Yep. So yes, so you cannot make this boat seaworthy.
I cannot.
You cannot. You're like, you got it, and then you kind of put it into the water, and psst, 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 little leaks everywhere.
Yeah, I guess I have to keep working.
So it is as fixed as you can fix it.
Beyond your skill.
Anybody else want to take a look at this? I think I almost got it.
If a 25 doesn't do it, I don't imagine I can, but
Looks good to me.
So yes, anybody who is trained in crafting can give it another go. That is enough. It's going to take you basically working well into the night
okay.
to get it. Traxon, you managed to get. You are an expert in survival. 2 gold pieces worth of material from the turtle.
Seeing that is worth money, I will leave it to the accountant to take note of.
Sure.
And just so you guys, as a reminder, basically monster parts can be used to pay for crafting costs, or they can be sold at value instead of 50%.
Gotcha.
But yes, you guys work well into the evening getting boats repaired, getting turtle. You guys can have some turtle soup for supper.
Hell yeah.
Ooh, another sunny day. It is definitely July. But morning comes. You have a river-worthy vessel again. You have a bunch of turtle packed up to go. Everybody can hit their rest button. You've got more than enough healing amongst you that everybody can make sure they're at full hit points.
Yeah, I think Snow was the only one that took a hit.
I think so. I mean, the ice elemental took a crit, so
What? Yeah, I suppose.
Traxton make sure to take the head as a trophy to put up next to the boar and everything else at the trading post.
okay, perfect.
And also as proof to the fishermen that we did the deed.
Perfect.
Yeah, so it's up to you guys. Do you want to keep going with the boats, or do you want to? I mean, they're both options.
Right, but
Depends on what we find at the lake, I guess.
if we go back for horses, that's more time. If we just leave with the boats, we're just leaving now, right?
Yeah, it saves us half a day, I guess.
I'm down for either.
So you're heading upriver.
Yeah, might as well take them. I can't see any reason not to, other than they're a little fragile. But how many turtles we got to run into?
You can
I imagine
eventually
just
fix
the
it.
one.
Hopefully.
So you guys set off in the morning. You know, just kind of like divvy things up so your athletic people are rowing the boats. Snow Maple, you can give me a perception roll with your spyglass.
Nice.
Ooh, 31. Not a critical, but you can choose one of the adjacent hexes to kind of peer into.
Let's go primary Kamalan's square there, or hex there.
Right. So yeah, you're kind of peering into the Kamal lands. Rolling hills, green grasses, some. One sec. Let me find what their wildlife is like. 'Cause that's probably something you want to know. Oh, you do see a pack of very, very large wolves.
Warg large or dire wolf large?
Bigger than a warg.
Bigger
Oh,
than
God.
one. Oh boy. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Probably a dire wolf, or a dire wolf pack.
Do they seem to have that cunning in the eye?
You can't tell from here with the spyglass.
All right. So they don't catch my notice from here.
Right. You can just
Excellent.
you can just tell by the look of the goblin that they're in the process of tearing apart and eating, that they are quite large.
So goblins and potentially dire wolves.
Yes. And you also spot, kind of in the distance, like kind of deeper into the area, kind of at the edge of where you can see with the hills and everything, a large winged flying shape with sunlight glistening off its scales.
Oh.
Can I guess its potential size?
And not at this distance, and not with anything to
No,
to
no
compare
scale of
to?
reference.
no scale of reference. It's definitely it's definitely larger. It is at least the size of a horse.
Gotcha.
Any idea what color it is?
So, large flying scaled creature.
Large flying scaled creature.
Not good. Whatever
Always
that
the
is.
best.
Regardless of its color or disposition, it is not our problem today.
Agreed.
That's true. Not today.
I wonder what color they are, actually. Oh, it's kind of a... Looks like it might be kind of a bluish color. I mean, you rolled a 31, so...
Nice.
Kind of a bluish color.
Excellent.
And since you don't need to explore that hex because that has been previously explored, you make it into the next hex by nightfall. And once again, Snow Maple can give me a perception roll.
Rocking those today.
We're doing good.
So you can pick another hex that you would like to look at.
Might as well keep going.
See more horrors. for
Next
tomorrow.
one right below us here.
So... you see there in the hills there seems to be a number of hyenas. And you do see a couple here and there with different packs that are much larger than their pack mates. Probably like about 5 feet at the shoulder.
So multiple hyena packs. Some very large. That seems unusual.
It does seem to be unusual.
Like hyenas are they're scavengers, right?
They are scavengers. They are
So-
they are pack animals, but they are scavengers.
Yeah. So for them to be, in large numbers and in any way sustainable, there must be a lot of carrion nearby.
Must be. Right. And as you guys set up camp for the night, because you're in a new zone, we will do camping. I assume Traxton is preparing the campsite?
Yep. Just waiting for my window to load here.
Okay. Oh, not a great campsite.
Wah wah. I'm gonna reroll that actually.
Still the same. Everybody's doing the same things.
Yeah, why not? I'm due for a good story.
Time for another Moot Pint special story.
Oh god.
God.
This one will be about lives on parallel dimensions and how they're almost like us, but thing that changes leads into a completely different path of history. If you step on the wings, you step on a butterfly in one timeline, 100 years later, everything's completely different in both.
One of these nights, Moot Pint's just gonna end up left outside for the wolves.
Yeah. No offense, but at this point,
Yeah, that's kind
the
of what I'm
rules are
going
making me
for
listen.
here.
Nobody's really listening to him anyway.
Well,
the
I
rules
rolled
are
a
making
natural 19.
Oh, that is actually a successful story.
Oh, what?
Wow.
What is happening?
It's a
I didn't
great
go
session.
crazy this time. That's good.
Just one sec. I don't know why it's not letting me select it as a success. But even with the -2 penalty, it is still a successful story this time, for once.
I think by this point our standards are very low.
I think
Like,
you
I
should.
don't know. I don't know if that affects the DC, but our
They should
standards are
be.
real low.
Yeah. This feels like non-consensual story time.
Allies gain +2 bonus to attack rolls, saving throws, and skill checks during combat at the campsite.
Okay.
Sorry.
We will settle for merely non-horrific.
You're like, that story wasn't terrible.
Yeah, I get it. The butterfly stepped on him, right?
Nope.
And Flower can give me the perception check for organizing the watch.
It's being real slow for me.
Okay, I can roll for you.
Awesome.
Ooh, a critical failure.
Hey, that story was
Flowers like, I step on butterflies all the time. Look at me right now, stepping on butterflies.
fair. Like, oh shit, we were supposed to set up a watch, weren't we? Oh well, somebody else will probably pick up the slack here.
On the good news, a critical failure just means that I make a check to see if there's a random encounter, but there wasn't one.
Oh,
So you're good.
I'm getting lucky with the weather, at least.
The weather is lucky.
That's about it, really.
The rest of those dice tell me something different's going to happen.
But during Moot Pint's watch,
Hey, now, don't go crazy.
It's all right. You told a good story. We'll be all right.
pull up a little campsite map here for no particular reason.
Mm-hmm. None at all.
Yeah, we could try with that reincarnation ritual.
I do not volunteer for that. Well, I can't really.
I don't think anybody can at this point. We don't have the money.
That's
Oh,
true
yeah.
too.
Yeah, cost a lot of money.
For the oils and salves.
Yeah.
That are
Just
burned.
like all magic, you have to grease somebody up first.
No. Oils get burned. They don't get greased.
We're going to have to bank like enough to raise one of us, right?
That's what I was saying earlier. Yeah, we're going to have to set aside some, I think, until we get a total to raise somebody from death.
When my lizard folk druid casts reincarnate, he uses the special herbs and unguents as a basting liquid.
Gotcha.
Put them in a pot. And...
A marinade.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You make a new body. You don't need this one anymore. It's mine.
Yeah.
All right. Just need to get the creature ready.
Can't tell on the map. Did we cross the border in the Common Lands?
You did.
Mhm.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I thought the Camel Lands was to the south.
It kind of goes up
It
along
does.
this
Yep.
way.
Bends over.
If we cross the border, then it's a higher level encounter. So.
But we've already been sort of in that area, haven't we?
I think you guys were briefly in there once.
And we saw a horde of
We fought
orcs
some
and trolls.
I think.
Yeah, it's where you.
Orcs and wolves.
Yeah, it's where you met Unkandeo
And dog.
and Doug.
Out of that duo, Dog is still by far my favorite.
Agreed.
There we go.
Like
So-
if Snow Maple sees them again, it's like, oh, hello, Dog, and you.
And man.
Just give me 1 second. I'm going to check the math, make sure this map's out right. Okay, perfect. All right, so Moot Pint.
Didn't do it.
Luckily for you guys, there is no such thing as surprise in this. So Moot Pint, you do hear a slight rustling, but we're going to get everybody to roll some initiative.
Sure. Should we be seeing the campsite map now?
1 second.
Okay.
Sure looks like a campsite.
Does now.
Do we get the circumstance bonus on initiative from the fancy story? Or is it just attack rolls?
Attack rolls, skill rolls. So yeah, it would apply.
Fun.
Was that a +2 bonus?
+1 bonus from the story.
+1. I had a 20 instead of a 19 I already rolled.
Oh, worries.
I think. Yeah.
I just need an initiative from Flower.
Working on it.
Flower, come back.
Baby, come back.
Here we go. Yeah, I roll initiative with athletics now.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It just defaulted to that, so.
Yeah, you'll have to. I don't think we've got any feats that do it, but we'll look
No.
later.
Yeah.
So Moot Pint, you're like kind of poking the fire, going like, "That story went over really well. I think I'm finally getting the hang of this. This is good. Today has been a good day." When out of the darkness comes a like screeching, roaring thing.
Beaky.
It looks a lot like Beaky. And it's going to try to strike you with its talons.
Oh, is it Beaky? I hope it's not Beaky. I still want to make friends with Beaky someday.
He's got a taste for people though, so it might be.
Yeah, he does.
So this owlbear comes out of the darkness, like latches onto you with its talons. It tries to tear you apart, and basically reaches, grabs you, and you are in fact grabbed.
Lovely.
It's better than being swallowed. On the scale of things.
Well, I scream like a little child.
Yeah. Can I flank with Moot Bite now that he's all grappled and everything?
He is still in that spot.
Okay. Pop up out of my tent.
Just remember one action to stand because you're prone.
All right, but once I'm standing, I can move.
Yep.
So I'll move to flank with Moot Pint. And then I'll try and keep him from getting killed.
Thank you.
Hell yeah. There you go.
Oh my goodness.
And because
Hello.
of your critical specialization as well, this creature is off guard until the start of your next turn.
So I stabbed it right in the keister, and it doesn't like it at all.
Right in the jubblies.
So it is off guard to everyone until the start of Snow Maple's next turn.
You're not beaky.
You're not beaky at all.
And that's going to be my 3 actions, I think, Chris.
All right, perfect. Flower, you've heard a roar and a screech and a shriek, and you're not beaky. Definitely enough to wake you up.
What the shit is going on?
It's trying to eat Moot Pint.
Can't have that. I'm going to...
Can't we?
Technically, I wouldn't have had my I-beam equipped, but I'll use an action to equip it, then I sudden charge.
All right.
Right to... Oh, come on. There. Is this technically flanking with Snow Maple?
I think it is.
It's off guard anyway.
It's off guard anyway. Yeah.
Cool. And wait, do we still get a +2?
It should already be calculated in. So.
Yes.
Oof. You've angered the owlbear. It shrieks.
Screech.
That will take us to Truxton.
Right. Okay. How does the whole vision thing work with dark vision and light? If I'm in light, am I not using dark vision?
Dark vision, basically, you can see in dim light as if it was brightly lit, and you can see in darkness as if it was dim light.
Right.
It's calculated on the map, so things that you can see on the map are things that you can see.
Okay, so when I click myself, if I see something, I can see it?
Yeah.
Okay. Groovy. Just want to be certain of that. So I get
Yeah.
up and I quick look around and I see this one down here.
You do see that second one.
All right. So that's one to stand.
It's the third one you got to watch out for.
The third one was just outside the encounter balance.
I'm gonna go after this one, I think. So up and move.
Okay.
Designation as actually, sorry. Rewind 1 second. Up, see, designate as hunted prey. I'm gonna take a shot first with the longbow.
All right, perfect. Yeah, the quick draw is really nice for that free grab a weapon.
Yeah. Yeah, especially dual, like a dual ranger. Like I think I need it, right?
Yeah.
Or someone that just carries a laundry list of weapons around, like the rogue.
Yep.
That's kind of me too. Yeah. Also, especially in this game, you want options. GD. All right. Nothing I can do about it. No point.
As 3-3-3-20? Is that?
All right. So yeah, you get up, you fire off a shot. Snow Maple, you see Traxton fire off a shot off into the darkness, not at the one that you just stabbed.
I'm sure he means well.
That's okay. It'll come to Traxton.
That's the plan.
Don't let it eat my tent.
I'm not gonna let it eat me first.
Actually, it will make a screeching advance.
Oh. I predict it's going to frighten me.
As long as it doesn't make a diving charge or whatever it is it does on Baldur's Gate 3. God damn.
Just wait.
So all creatures within 80 feet of it, which is everyone,
Oh yeah. You all know it's there now.
you all know it's definitely here.
What is happening?
Holy crap, that's the scream. That's awesome.
That is the scream.
Shiny disco ball.
80 feet. Gets everybody.
So it is a DC 20.
DC 20 what?
DC 20 will save from everybody.
Okay, roger that. Damn it, I didn't look at the thing. Did my hunt? Oh, no, it wasn't hunted prey. Oh, yes, it is hunted prey, but I don't think that matters.
I'm going to try to reroll.
I was gonna look and see. No, it doesn't matter. I'm scared.
Everybody's a little bit scared, but Traxton is
I didn't save with a 28.
frightened too. You saved. Success means that you're only frightened one.
Oh, okay. That's cool. I can live with that.
Frightened will drop by the end of by one at the end of each round. Snow Maple. There we go. So yeah, this thing comes forward screeching, scares the shit like Snow Maple, like something coming up behind you is not good. Father Hall, you're just having, good dreams about, peace and civilization that you guys have brought to the lands, and then this screech wakes you out of your sleep. Traxon, angry owlbear coming like full, like in your face.
Yep. Down the barrel of a freight train. Understood.
Yeah. And then it is going to it will hit you with a beak.
Sure.
Oh, but it'll miss.
Oh, okay.
But that was all three of its actions. The screeching advances 2 actions. Father Liam, there's a racket.
Oh, there is a racket. I'm going to stand up.
Okay.
I'm going to instant armor.
Okay.
And then I'm going to hurtling stone at the near dead one.
Okay.
Might get lucky. Here, I'll point that.
That is a hit. So yeah, so you get up, your armor kind of like shinks onto your like Iron Man. You kind of point your finger and toss a stone from the campfire. It hits this thing like square between the eyes. It sees stars. It is near death, but not down yet.
Well, I did. I was thinking I was going to kill Steel all session.
Moot Pint, you are grabbed.
What does that allow me to do?
You are held in place, so you are off guard and immobilized. And if you try to do anything that is a manipulate action, you have to make a DC 5 flat check.
What about burning hands?
It depends on the actual spell, and you want to make sure that you don't catch Snow Maple who's behind the thing.
I mean, as long as you kill it, that's the main thing.
It's okay. I don't. Oh, I do have burning hands.
If you do burn me, make sure you kill it. That's all I'm
I'll
going to say.
try hideous laughter instead. Somatic and verbal. Does that count? Mean I have to make a roll?
Checking. Anything that has a material or somatic or focus spell is a manipulate.
Hmm.
So if
What
it's,
about turning into pest form? And that's a manipulate too. How about I just bust out?
you can definitely try to make an escape roll. It is athletics or acrobatics.
I'll try acrobat.
Okay. 13 is actually a critical failure.
Well, let me try hero pointing that again too, if I have any. Yay, 14.
14 is a failure, not a critical failure. So you
Well, I guess it was worth hero point then.
Yeah. So yeah, so you're still grabbed, but you are not. You do still have 2 actions left.
I want to keep escape.
Bearing in mind that escape is an attack action, so it'll be -5 on your second attempt and -10 on your third attempt.
Well, I'm not doing that then. Manipulation. What did I have to roll for that?
You need to roll a DC 20. You need to roll a 5 or better.
On manipulation.
Yep.
Which is.
Yeah, just a single D20 roll.
Am I going to beat 20 or more?
You got to beat 5 or better.
Oh, geez, I'm going to do that and try to turn myself into a tick.
Okay. Perfect.
That beats a 5.
It does. So, you take on your pest form.
Yeah, and I'm getting the hell out of there.
Well, that'll take us to the angry owlbear, who no longer has anybody grabbed. It is going to try to. We'll try to talon flower. Oh, only 7 damage. And then it'll try to rip its beak into Snow Maple.
Oof. No, thank you. Do not want.
And then it'll use its third action to actually. Third action. It'll try to bite again. So yeah, so it lashes out a talon at, rakes the talon across Flower, snaps twice with its beak at Snow Maple, but that is it. Snow Maple.
I'm still flanking with Flower. So I will attempt to make the stabbins.
Okay. That is a hit. That is enough to kill that one.
And is there a third one nearby or not?
You seek if you like. You definitely see a second one.
All right. I'm gonna use my second 2 actions. I think it is to activate my compass light,
Okay.
wayfinder light. Okay.
You feel a little bit better now.
Yeah. I mean, I still see a third one on the map. I don't know if it's supposed to be there now.
I don't see a third one.
I don't see it either.
Same.
I'll reload the map and see if I'm updated.
Yeah. Right. That will take us to Flower.
All right. So
Okay, third one's gone now.
there's one over trying to kill Traxton.
Yep. The area just kind of lights up as the blue light flows from Snow Maple's compass. You don't see anything else.
I could sudden charge to here, yeah?
Yep. What's your speed? Your speed is
25.
25. So sudden charges stride twice. So yeah.
All right, we're going to do that. I need to get off my ruler. Be helpful. I say to here. And we'll swing on our beaked bow here.
Okay.
Here we go. Hey. Not a lot. So that was sudden charge. I'm going to Dread Marshal.
Okay.
It yelled at me, I'm yelling back.
Okay.
No. Just no.
Nope. That will take us to Traxton.
Right. Okay, so Flower tore us over there, so excellent. I'll get some support.
Okay.
From a man. Drop the bow and start stabbing.
Oh, that is definitely a hit.
Okay. Rolling some damage.
That's actually
And a D.
uh,
Oh, sorry.
sorry. It would be a critical hit because its AC would only be 19 because it's flanked.
Okay, so I'll hit the critical damage instead? Okay.
And he is off guard until the start of your next turn.
Whew.
Okay. And
I like
2d8
that.
from 2d8 from Gratch, right?
Yep.
Not bad, not bad. Second attack. Oh yeah.
Oof.
320. All right.
Crit damage. And 2d8s coming in. Didn't move. I got support. I did a twin takedown. I think I got one more strike left.
Yep.
Okay. This is at the third. Let's go with the. Doo-doo-doo. Oh,
Oh, wow.
You got your critical. It's time to suck again.
I got two of them, so it's all right.
Right. Father Liam.
This thing's still up, eh?
It is still up.
You
Oh,
killed one of them.
and it's flat-footed, right? Or off balance?
It is.
I'm going to try to blast this thing. I never get to blast things.
I'm kind of glad some of you got criticals because it gives you an opportunity to see what the critical specializations do.
And the difference between second level and fifth level.
Yeah.
Off guard is easier to hit, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Boom.
It's formerly known as flat-footed.
Right. Father Hall, as you step out, you kind of see this thing.
Fire Hall steps out of his tent. He's like, "I'm gonna fire my lasers."
Yep. Like the unibeam powers up, and whoosh, just like cuts deep into that owlbear, kind of bisecting it almost. Then
Dang it, I
all
would
is,
have had it if my third attack hit, probably.
it had like 10 hit points left.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, a couple of owlbears. Quick
Get
look.
to harvesting.
Quick look around. No sign of anything else. Survivor roll to harvest.
Roger that.
Is anybody hurt?
My
Nothing
survival.
significant, I don't think.
Give it a
No,
second or two
no,
until that
I'm
fright
all
wears
right.
off.
I took a
Okay.
little damage, but not too much.
I'll assist with survival. If you want?
Okay.
Yeah, sure. There you go. I shall add a +1
Oh.
bonus.
That's a +2 bonus actually because the critical
Oh.
success.
God damn, all right. Circumstance modifier +2.
Uh, 20 is enough.
We brought it back.
And owlbear. That is 16 silver pieces worth of owlbear parts.
Okay, good. We already have a note for owlbear parts, so I'll just add some silver pieces to it.
Yep. Probably going to want to sell those at some point before they start going off. But yes,
Not a bad idea.
now that you guys are into the Camellands, you're not terribly far from where you need to go to get the sword recharged. Fought a couple of owlbears. It's like, okay, time to get back to sleep. And we'll call it there. Everybody gets 180 XP.
That's 352.
Okay.
But yes, I'm kind of glad that this particular random encounter came up, because previously you guys fought a single owlbear, and it was bad. And now you're
Real
like
bad.
two of them, and like Moot Point got scratched.
Kill them before you get hit. That's the ticket.
But I like encounters like this that kind of show you like how the characters have kind of progressed from things that would have been killed you all last time.
Yeah, and they actually missed, which I thought was interesting because things don't generally miss us. So.
Yeah. But yeah, they're like a level under you, so they're, unless they show up in numbers, they're not much of a threat. And Old Crackjaw was a level higher than you, but still a low-based encounter because it's a single creature.
Right.
So yeah, and I'm glad you guys got some critical, so you can see how the critical specializations affect things. Because like keeping something off guard for an entire turn,
Yeah,
Big deal.
It's a huge deal. Like -2
definitely
AC.
definitely opens things up for the rogue.
Yeah, absolutely. So
I mean, Hall didn't cast a single heal.
yeah, and that's highly unusual for a fight.
It usually does it every round, right?
Yeah, and that's the big difference between like fighting things that are like low encounters as opposed to things that are like moderate or severe. And that's why they generally recommend like if you only throw moderate encounters at your group, eventually they're going to suffer the whims of the dice. But low encounters, you can throw a fair number of them at the group, and the party will pull through. So it's interesting from like an encounter design perspective to start thinking like low difficulty encounters should be kind of the norm unless you're in an area that's dangerous,
Which we are.
which you are. But it means like, severe encounters will have much more impact because they are 2 steps higher than what the normal encounter is.
Yeah, makes sense.
So-
Yeah, it's a cool system.
So
I rolled to heal Flower, but it won't let me give him hit points.
Well, we can heal everyone to full if we're going back to bed anyway.
yeah,
Yeah, I just wanted to get it out of the way for next time.
yeah. Did you have them targeted?
Yeah, you thought.
I did, but when I click the button to heal, it just says Snow Maple's already at full health.
Yeah,
Huh. Weird.
it doesn't think you got him targeted, I guess.
No worries. We'll get them all patched up before bedtime.
All right, there we go.
Perfect. All right. So yeah, we'll see everybody in a couple of weeks.
All right.
Alrighty.
Bye,
Thanks
guys.
as always, Chris.
Perfect. Have a good
Cheers,
night,
guys.
Have a
folks.
good one, everyone.